Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic evening. Today we have a different type of show for you guys. It's a preview, it's a match preview, but today we've actually managed to kidnap some Newcastle fans and brought them on the stream for you guys to talk to. You know, we've been trying that for a while. I've been trying to get Newcastle fans on my stream for a while, and today we have been lucky to have got a couple of them. So today we will be discussing the match from a Newcastle perspective for the first hour, and then we will switch back to our normal programming and discuss the game from a Chelsea perspective for the remainder of the stream. So I'm gonna address some of the comments in this chat before we get into the panelists. Stephen, big up to you. You were here first. You got your record back. George is in second, and Marine is in third. Big up to all of you. Football Style, Sam, welcome to the stream. Simon, big up to you. MC, big up to you. Sharmark, always, assalamu alaikum, and big up to you. Now, today I have a... we've got some guys offside. We've got to switch it around again. All right, we have today Daz and Pete from the Lord Did the Mag, a Newcastle fan channel. I want to say big up to them, and I want to welcome them to the stream. We'll start with Pete. Pete, how are you? How you doing?
All good. Ready to talk Newcastle Chelsea. Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate it. Pleasure.
It's our pleasure. Lads, for those of you who don't know, Pete hosted us on their channel yesterday evening. We had a fantastic stream. So if any of you haven't seen that, I've actually linked it in my community tab. So you can go click on that and go watch that stream once obviously you've done watching this one. Daz, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. How are you, my man?
All good. Thanks for having us, Kazim. And yeah, I watched your show last night. I couldn't take part, but I was in the comments. But yeah, it was really enjoyable and great football knowledge across the board. I was jealous. That's why I had to say I'm not missing tonight. No way.
Well, it's good to have you guys on. And like I told you, I mean, yesterday we were outnumbering Pete, and today we're outnumbering both of you. And my panel is still coming in. Kasim is in. He's a bit late, but big up to him. Eric Blue has also joined us. MDT, Couch Critic, Dennis, big up to everyone. Big up to everyone in the panel. Big up to everyone in the chat. Before we kick this off, I want to get the Loaded Mag to give us a little bit of background in regards to their channel, a little bit about the history of their channel, and what they're giving as content. So it's open to you guys. Pete, Daz, whoever wants to start this off.
I'll start off, so Pete. Yeah. So yeah, we started really. We kind of started in January of this year, and we started on using. On a different channel, actually, in UFC Matters channel. So we started there, and we're streaming our shows to there. And then we switched it up. We got our own YouTube channel and got StreamYard and just kind of started the ball rolling. We started off with a show called Loaded Football Weekly, which was a general football show. Because we were doing Newcastle content on another channel, we focused on the general nature. But we found it difficult to stop talking about Newcastle. So we said, okay, we have to switch and go fully Newcastle. So in that Loaded Football Weekly, we were running music and up and coming bands and talking football.
Nice.
So it was a mixture. It was like a Soccer AM type show. So we were running that once a week. But so then we went fully Loaded Mag and concentrated on Newcastle. And then in the start there was 3 of us. Then we went to 4, and then we brought in Pete. And we've never actually. There's 5 of us on the channel. We've never actually met. We've just been on. Well, Pete and Chris have met, but the rest of us haven't met up. So that's something that to look forward to in the future as well. So yeah, we do shows now. We do a couple of shows a week, really. Just anything pops up with Newcastle, or Pete runs the away days, as we found out yesterday, bringing the rival fans in for the upcoming game, and we run a live line show, just getting the fans on talking about Newcastle topics and just general Newcastle content. And there's been a lot recently. Yeah. We've been flat out.
It has. Listen, your club has been in the news for a lot of reasons recently, and one of the biggest topics that is currently surrounding Newcastle is the takeover. It's a topic which we addressed on your channel yesterday, where we give you our perspective in respect to that. But a lot of the Chelsea fans here would like to hear how you guys feel about it. What's your expectations from it? And where do you see the future of Newcastle now that you are the richest club on the planet?
Will I start, Pete? I start. So this takeover, we were stuck with Mike Ashley for 14 years or something like that. And this particular takeover, or the Amanda Staveley the takeover, had been talked about for about 3 or 4 years. And it's only in the last year and a half we've heard about the PIF, PCP, and the Rubin Brothers consortium takeover. And then that was in January of last year, that kind of time we heard about it. And then everyone knows the story. It got blocked by the Premier League, and it dragged on for 18 months. So we've been following the journey all the way. Of course, we have, because it's a new start for us, a fresh start, the chance for the club to reset, and everything from training ground to stadium to obviously the squad to management, everything will change for us. So it's something really to look forward to. So, and I know you guys went through Chelsea went through a takeover many years ago, and you saw what that brought to you guys. We wanted a bit of that action. So, and we're 19th in the league. It can only get better for us, you know. So we're craving. So, and it's not. You asked the question, so what are we expecting from it? So. And I know Pete is aligned with this as well, but he can give his take. But it's not that we think we want the us to next year be in the top 4 and challenging to win the Premier League. That's ridiculous. We want a project, a slow build project. Bring in the right manager, the right management structure. Start bringing in players, and bit by bit, gradually, season on season, get better. And you know, the guys had the question. We'll probably get onto it again. When you think Newcastle will be able to challenge for the Premier League, it's going to be a number of years. You're talking about 5 years plus for me. It's a slow build, but we're just looking forward to the project and something, instead of just fighting for that 17th spot in the league, that top 4 at the bottom. We can make our way towards and challenge you guys in the coming years.
We're waiting for you guys. You better hurry up. Pete, let me hear your thoughts, Pete.
Well, first and foremost, you got MCID in the chat that's just said, "Welcome to the Money Club," and I love that. I absolutely love that. Welcome to the Money Club. We are here. But look, Daz is quite rightly, and not surprised, talked a lot of sense. You know, we we've been fighting for this for 4 years, effectively, this takeover. We fought 2 years just to get Mike Ashley to agree to the damn deal. And then he finally agrees to the deal, and then the Premier League stop it. So we've been waiting 2 years to try and get this deal over the line. So, look, it sneaked up on us. We weren't expecting it. We were expecting to go to the court case in the arbitration in January, in the CAT case. All the legal stuff was going to be in 2022. So this is kind of sneaked up on us. Nobody expected it. But hell, I'm not going to argue. We've been waiting for this for 14 years. We've had no ambition. You know, if you look back to before Mike Ashley took over the club, we were with you guys. We were with Chelsea. We were with the likes of Arsenal and Man United and Arsenal that were up there, you know, maybe not challenging for the title directly, but we were up there challenging for the Champions League, for the UEFA Cup as it was back then, the Europa League now. We were there. What's effectively happened over those 14 years is us and Tottenham have pretty much swapped places. Tottenham were down there. Tottenham were where we were, bottom half of the table, mid-table, not challenging for anything, and we were up there challenging. We've kind of switched places. Now it's time to switch back. You know, we want our place back. We want to be up there challenging, but we know it's not going to happen straight away. We are, you know, we know it's going to be a slow build. And yes, our consortium have got money. Yes, they are looking to be ambitious. But even with that, it's going to take time. So it's a case of, you know, we first and foremost need to stay in the league, first and foremost this season. Then we look to build from that. And we gradually build and try and kind of, you know, push ourselves up the table. As I said last night on our show, is that, you know, for me, this takeover allows us to be in a position where actually, for the first time in 14 years, we're not looking at the fixture list in June and worrying about where we're going to get our 40 points from. This will allow us to actually think, you know what, season upon season, we're going to stay in the league. Let's see where we can push ourselves. Let's see, hopefully next season, if we can push ourselves into the top 10. We would take that as Newcastle fans. The media portray us as these guys that just demand that we win the league, that we demand that we're top 4. None of the Newcastle fans believe that. Just like the media put us out there is when the takeover first was going to happen, that we were going to sign Mbappe and Gareth Bale and all these players, and they built this team. Like, I think it was the Sun that promoted this team that we're going to build. No Newcastle fan said that. It was all media kind of, all the media kind of drummed this up as a thing, and a lot of rival fans seem to think that it was Newcastle fans that believed it. We don't. Okay, we just want a team that looks like it's going to go in the right direction, not that it's guaranteed. So we're happy right now. I'm very, very relaxed about the situation. I'm very relaxed about who our next manager is going to be. I'm very relaxed about where our future is going to be, because we've got owners that actually want to take us somewhere. So it's all good right now. We're really, really happy. But eventually, as Daz said, quite rightly, we want to be up there challenging you guys, because you guys have shown us the way. 2003, you guys set the benchmark with Roman Abramovic, and he came in and he revamped your squad, and you guys were in a really difficult position. I remember quite rightly that you needed that win against Liverpool, and Gronkiar scored the goal that got you the Champions League football, that allowed you to get that takeover, which allowed you to propel yourselves onto that next stage. And we're in that position right now, you know, where we've got that takeover, and now we need to just propel to that next stage, but we need to stay in the league to propel ourselves to that next stage. And, you know, we're not saying that we're better than anyone else. We're not saying that we're more deserving than anyone else, but we've been through 14 years of hell. Okay, me and Daz can talk about that. You know, we've been run through the mill, lack of ambition, you know, changing our stadium name, which is iconic, you know, for many, many a year, to Sports Direct Arena, just stupidness like that. You know, we've been screwed over with sponsorship deals. You know, our sponsorship deals have been completely wiped out. Why? Because he's just put Sports Direct everywhere and not gone out and got sponsorships from other places that bring additional money in. All these little things that we've been screwed over for years that have stopped the money flow coming in. That's about to stop. So we're in a really good place, and I'm really, really happy that we can see a future for our club.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, St James's Park has always been St James's Park. You can call it whatever you want to call it. It's still going to be St James's Park. And in respect to Chelsea showing the way, yes, Chelsea started the evolution of football in the UK, and I think a lot of teams are starting to follow. That being said, Chelsea were not doing too badly when Roman took over. We did a lot better since he has taken over, but we weren't doing too badly up until that point. Before we start to talk about the game tomorrow, I want to give you guys on the panel the opportunity to ask the Newcastle lads any questions you have in respect to this topic. And before we do that, I want to welcome Bobby Smoke Signals to the stream. Bobby, you're late, mate. You're late. Is he there, Bobby? All right, he's not there yet. All right, he's late and he hasn't got his mic working. It might be on mute by accident. But anyway, lads, the floor is open for you guys to ask the loaded Mac guys any questions you have in respect to the takeover and the ambitions of Newcastle moving forward. So take it away, lads. Anyone wants to ask a question, go right ahead. Don't all
What are the prospects of Hatem Ben Arfa coming back, man?
Whoa. Great player. Great player. Skiller.
Yeah, no, he loved him. Love Hatem Ben Arfa. No, I think we'll set the bar a bit higher now. It might have happened where we were going if Mike Ashley was there, but I know he didn't get on with when he left us and went to Hull. He didn't get on with Bruce, and we would have been stuck with Bruce. So I can't see Hatem Ben Arfa would have come back then. But no, we'll take Conor Gallagher instead.
So what are you guys looking at in January then? Like, what guys are you guys thinking? Oh, that'd be a nice player to bring in right now, man. We got the Dosh, man. Let's get this guy. And don't give me no Mbappe business.
Hold on. Caveat to what Kat is asking. I'm also hearing that Real Madrid are offering you guys Eden Hazard. Would you guys be interested in that deal?
That's kind of where I was going.
You know what?
I know. I had a feeling.
Interestingly, apparently you've been offered him as well.
Yes.
So, it could be a straight flight out, but I'm pretty sure he'd want to go back to you guys. You guys are flying right now, and rightly so. But look, I think Daz would agree, and I know we've had a chat about this before. I mean, first of all, we've got our Hatem Ben Arfa in Alan St-Maximin. He's just like a younger version that we can hopefully build into a better version of Hatem Ben Arfa. He's got the right mentality, and he's very respectful and very humble as a professional footballer. For me, he's the most respectful professional footballer I've seen on social media. Alan St-Maximin. He's just he just seems and comes across as a fantastic guy. However, players we need to sign now. We're in a dogfight right now. We're 19th in the league. We've got 4 points on the board. For us to think that we're going to pull in the likes of Hazard and Bale and people like that we've been linked to, I just don't see it personally. I just don't see it. We can afford them. Don't get it wrong. Like, we can afford them, but are those players really going to want to come to us? And you know what? Let's be honest. If those players are going to come to us when we're in a dogfight, you got to ask the question why. Right now, if we're in the summer and everyone's on a level playing field, yeah, I understand that because we're building. But right now, I kind of struggle to believe that. However, me and Daz know we need defensive reinforcements. Our defence is an absolute joke right now. All of those centre backs. If we could get rid of all of those centre backs, Lascelles, Fernandes, Shaw, the lot, we'd get rid of them in a heartbeat and bring some proper leaders in, because that's what we lack, a leader. And there's been a lot of links with the likes of Connor Cody at Everton, not Everton, to get the words right, at Wolves, and James Tarkowski, who England international. His contract runs out in the summer. He's looking to leave, or otherwise he'd sign a new deal right now, and we could get him on a cheap price. Like, if we were to get those two centre backs in that are proper leaders, they're proper leaders. They're not elite centre backs, but they're centre backs that would secure our survival, for sure. So first and foremost, they're the kind of guys that I would love to get in. We've been linked with Barbecue Kamara. if you know who he is, he's a defensive midfielder at Marseille, and he's had a terrific season. His contract runs out in the summer as well. We were linked to getting him in the summer. Even on deadline day, we were linked with him, but didn't quite materialise. However, I've got to be honest, I've been watching his midfield partner this season, ex-Arsenal midfielder Guendouzi. And I tell you what, he is pulling up some trees. He is looking sharp this season. Looks very, very good. I watched him again against PSG at the weekend, and he was fantastic. And you know what? I wouldn't mind snapping him up because he'd bring a little bit of something to our team. And you know what Arsenal are like? They always ruin players. But you know, come and bring him to us, and maybe we'll make him into a better player in England and put a little bit of respect on his name because he is a talented player. So you know, in the midfield we need to strengthen as well, and we certainly need someone up front to take the load off Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson's got a lot of injury problems, or he's got a history with injuries. We can't afford to lose him for a period of time and not have a replacement to come in and take on that load of scoring goals. But ultimately, I'd like him to have a strike partner to play together, so they can both be hitting and firing at the same time to cause some problems to the opposition defence. So, you know, for me,
what formation would that be then? Because then you'd also have to account for St. Maxim as well, right? So you're saying like 10 and then 2 up top?
You know what? It's an interesting point, and I'm sure Daz has got a take on this as well. But you know, it all depends on what the new manager wants to play. We don't know who the new manager is going to be, so we don't know who the new or what the new manager is going to set the team up like. So you would like to think the team will be set up with wingers. So you would think that St. Maximin's got a place, but ultimately, we need 2 strikers that are firing. Dwight Gale needs to leave the club. He's not been given a chance, but ultimately he's not a Premier League player. And we need a striker that either can play with Callum Wilson or certainly come off the bench and influence the game, or even push Callum Wilson for a starting place to let Callum Wilson know, okay, you've got the number 9 shirt and you're scoring goals, but if you're not scoring goals for the club, we've got a guy that can come in and do that business. So we need that competition there, in my opinion. So it can work both ways, but it will ultimately, in my opinion, depend on what the manager does when he comes in.
I'm going to take Dennis's question as well and answer it by not answering it, because I was watching when the takeover went through first. We were watching the list of names grow every day. There was actually every hour there was about 2 or 3 more names added to it, and it got a bit ridiculous. So there was no point getting excited about any players coming in. But as Pete said, it's really the manager and the director of football, or the sporting director, that comes in first, and that will set the tone, the ethos, the formation, the way they want to take this. So and even that, if you're watching the odds and then the new manager coming in, it changes constantly as well. We thought we were getting close. We were getting Paulo Fonseca, but it's now wide open again. I think 7-1 is the norm now across the board. There's not one manager leading the betting. But then when it comes to actual players, I think Pete was touching on it there. I think we need about 5 players in January, and not your Mbappe's, not that the great, just solid players that can take us out of the bottom 3, really, and because we are going to be thereabouts come January as well, even when a new manager does come in, because we've got difficult fixtures in December, so we're going to be rooted towards the bottom, and we need someone, players and a manager to hit the ground running. So it's just solid players to complement what we have, and then hopefully we can stay up, and then come the summer, let's then kind of start dreaming.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree in respect to your fixture list in December. It is one scary fixture list. Yeah. Bobby, are you with us? Can you hear us now? Bobby Smoke Signals?
Yeah. Sorry, I was having some problems with my device. I'm on my mobile.
Welcome to the stream, Bobby. Welcome to the stream.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Bobby.
Good evening.
I see you've still got the Newcastle guys around.
Listen, they had to go, but they thought, we'll wait for Bobby, man. We want to speak to Bobby before we head out, man. So.
Oh, I'm privileged, bro. But you know me, I'm going to keep it real.
I know.
Do I speak my mind?
I'll be honest with you, Bobby. I gave him a heads up before we started the stream, so they're ready for you. They're ready for you, mate.
No, I'm harmless. I'm harmless. But hey, look, I've got to say, come on, guys. Every time I hear Newcastle fans, you're almost coming across apologetic. You know, the working man's sport is dead. So let's forget that. We're all part of the same hypocrisy. We don't care where the money came from. We don't care about the morals behind it. We just want to spend it to make our clubs great. So that's where we are. You know, don't apologize, just do it. I'm old enough to remember the times going up to St. James's Park and some of the songs you used to sing about us when Abramovic first came. Newcastle United has been part of football financing since the early 70s, right up to the time of Freddie Shepherd, where you had a bit of a golden period. Then you got the geezer that sold to the Saudis, who dropped because they were more powerful money people. Now you've got a country behind you. Good luck. I don't wish you bad luck. I think it's good luck to you. However, I will say this. This has taken things yet to another level. And the era of the consortiums is going to step in. Because if you prove to be too financially strong, the other strong financial people are going to go and start creating their own consortiums. It's endless. So enjoy it. Buy your players. Do what you need to do. It's all good. We're ready for you. But let's not have a pity party. You know, come on. You know, what is this? You've got money. Hold your chest out high and go out and spend it. We're Chelsea. We had that with Abramovich. We went through years of torture, doldrums. When he came, everybody was against us. At least you're not in a position where everybody's against you. You've got people like us that have the money and understand where you're coming from. Be proud. Don't apologize. That's all I've got to say to you guys.
Big up, Bobby. Big up.
Respect that. You made some good points. And you know what? I think, you know, if we were sitting a little bit more comfortable in the Premier League, I think we would have a little bit more, maybe a little bit more confidence about where we see ourselves going. I think there's a little bit of a, you know, we're a little bit anxious at the moment just because of where we're sitting. We don't want to be that team, that club that finally gets a takeover that everybody wants, and then be sitting in the Championship next season. That's not what we need. That's not what we want. But look, hey,
QPR can tell you about that.
That's very true. We do not want to be QPR. That's for sure. So, you know, I think come the summer. And that we've secured our Premier League status. I think across the fan base and the club, you'll see that confidence being built for sure.
Yeah, and that just takes us back to why we need to strengthen with players that can hit the ground running rather than flashy multi-million-pound players. We need players that can just kind of solidify us and just keep us in the league. You know, it's not going to be flashy come January. It's just about trying to make us more stable.
Yeah, players is one element. Sorry, Mo. I'll let you ask a question, but I'll add to your question regarding your manager, because to get players in, a manager will be a good point to attract those players in. I mean, we spoke yesterday about, you know, some of the ex-footballers that are currently available to come to or have been mentioned to come to Newcastle. You know, the likes of Lampard and other players who do have that reputation and could attract big signings for Newcastle. So we need to address that and also add to it what Mo is about to ask. So Mo, go ahead.
Bobby, it's good to have you back. And for both you, Pete and Das, we have players if you need one. We have Drinkwater, Baba Rahman, and who else?
Yeah, they'll
keep you up. To be honest, they'll keep you up. Yeah, we have, who else? Who else do we have?
Barkley, we'll give him Barkley.
Hey, we'll take him.
And that's more like it.
Yeah, we have Jake Clark-Salter at Birmingham. He's doing very well in the Championship. Very good defender, 24 years old.
He won't come
To be
cheap
honest,
though.
if you sign those, yeah, they'll keep you up.
We get that a lot, Dennis.
Yeah, they'll keep you up. Chelsea have good players. You know, if Newcastle bring in 100 million, we can sort you out. You stay up definitely from Chelsea.
Actually, there was a question earlier in the chat. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. By Declared, talking about the prices. You guys are going to have to overpay, I think, because of the bank balance that you guys have. So, how do you guys feel about that? You know, having to, there's one market for everyone, and there's another market for Newcastle, kind of thing. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't mind until it's 11 playing field really. But come January, yeah, you'd expect that. And going back to Mo's question, now I take Timo Werner off you. I would take him on loan to buy. He's not always getting a run in your team. But no, honestly, I know a few of us in Load. We love Conor Gallagher. I know he's on Palace on loan, but he was brilliant for West Brom last year, and he's brilliant again for Crystal Palace. Love someone like that to come, someone that can progress with us as well. And like when he goes back to Chelsea, is he going to get a run in the team again? You know, players like that, and across the big six, let's say there's players like that sitting in squads that like maybe like the likes of Jesse Lingard as well, and a few players like that. Martial was linked as well in the early, just right after the takeover. Players that they're sitting there on the bench, not always getting a game. Come along to Newcastle. They'll get a run of games and hopefully keep us up. That's kind of what we're targeting.
I really like Divock Origi. The guy barely plays at Liverpool, and I think he's a talented player. And given games, I think he'd show his quality. Someone like that up front would be a terrific signing. So
the one thing I would caution is just like bringing in that many players, you know, in January. That can't be good for chemistry. Can't be good for a new manager as well, because it's just you're trying to stay up. Like I would agree that you guys need pieces, but more than anything, you just need a solid system, right? And not 6 or 7 new players coming in trying to figure out where they fit within the squad, where they fit within the manager's thoughts, and all that stuff. Because it's going to be difficult regardless, right? But with 6 or 7 new players coming in that haven't really acclimatized themselves to what it means to be Newcastle, that can't be easy.
No, you're right. It wouldn't be easy, but I'll be honest with you. I don't think we'd see that many players come through. I think what they would look to do is bring maybe 3 or 4 players in. If you look down the spine of the team, I talked about maybe 1 or even 2 centre backs, 1 midfielder, a forward, and maybe even someone that can play out wide. And I think what they would do is buy those 3 or 4 players, but by quality. I'm not saying they'll spend the 200 million that we can potentially spend. Far from it. I think they might get 1 or 2 signings on a permanent deal, but quality signings, and maybe then look to get a couple of loan deals, whether it's the European market or whether it's in the Premier League, because we haven't used up them. The one thing I'll say is that we've already got a 25-man squad that's full, so players are going to have to leave. And what's intriguing for us is, and we've spoken about it before, is looking at who is actually going to leave. I mean, I know who I would like to leave, but it's whether it all depends on what the new manager wants to leave the club. So it's an interesting situation. You've got players like Jamal Lewis, who we paid 13 million for last season from Norwich, who's I think is a talented left back who, given time in the team, would get games. He's not played under Bruce, but who's to say under a new manager he might not be their first choice and he goes off and flies high. It's the same with Matt Fraser. There's opportunities there.
Sorry, Pete. That's the thing. I'm thinking before you guys start thinking about who's coming in. I think you need to address the managerial situation first, because there will be a system, there will be a style that he is going to be wanting to implement, and then he can look at the players that he already has, and he can see what he can work with, and those that he can't work with, and need to replace. And that will be the way that he needs to move forward. But buying players without having established a manager that's going to be running the club for at least the remainder of this season and the next, it's going to be a little bit more problematic for you guys, because you need to have some sort of stability in your squad moving forward. That is just a perception. And who do you guys think are your candidates for the managerial position? From your perspective?
Before we answer that, I heard something today, and it was going around Twitter about an hour before we come on. JT, John Terry is linked. I don't want John Terry.
Nah.
No,
Apparently his
not
odds
for me.
have dropped massively.
Yeah.
To be in the new Newcastle manager. Now, I'll be honest with you, he's never managed a club before. I would be very, very shocked if our new ownership were to employ him as our first manager, a manager to keep us in the league, someone that's never managed the team before. I'd be very, very surprised about that. But like I say, and like Daz has said before, the managerial situation, you can't look at the bettings because they're changing every day. You know, John Terry's up there now. Before it was Fonseca. Before that, it was Frank Lampard. Before that, it was Eddie Howe. It's changing all the time. Unai Emery. The other day, it was Rafa Benitez, even though it was at Everton. It's changing all the time. We just don't know. It's hard to even predict who's going to be manager. But the one thing that we do know is that Graham Jones, who's been the caretaker manager, was told that he had 2 games, Palace and then tomorrow at Chelsea. So from that point, we're fully expecting that after the game, the next week on, that an appointment's going to be made.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I want to welcome Boogeyman to the stream. Boogeyman, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for the guests from Newcastle.
Hey, Boogeyman.
MTD, Bobby, Kasim, Couch, Eric Blue. Your face again, eh? That's beautiful, man.
Eric
Hey, Boogeyman.
he only turns on the camera when we have guests. He never turns on the camera for our streams. When we have guests, he turns on his camera. So big up to Eric. Eric. Daz, sorry, I interrupted you. You were gonna.
Nothing. Sorry, go on.
Sorry,
That's fine. I just feel like we've been too nice to this Newcastle fan. I just don't think. I think we should just we just turn the heat on them a little.
Boogeyman. Listen. Just relax. Let us answer this question. Then I'll let you join a couple of balls. Just relax.
Okay.
Boogeyman is one of the most controversial panelists I have on my panel. He has a great perspective, a great perception on many topics, but he always thinks outside the box. So I was waiting for him to come in because I know him and Bobby were gonna have some hot topics for you guys. So I'll let Daz finish off, and then we'll let Boogeyman come in with his question.
Oh, I
Go
can't
on,
wait
Daz.
for this question. Yeah, nothing really major. Just I'd rather see someone experienced come in, someone that has managed at a high level before. But yeah, so with the likes of John Terry being mentioned, that I thought that was a joke, but we need someone, and even Frank Lampard. I know you guys talked about it last night on the Loaded show, but for me, he doesn't have enough experience either of a relegation battle, because that's what this manager is walking into. And as well as that, we're not thinking, and the owners shouldn't be thinking 3 or 4 years down the line. It's really think this season and next, and then reassess. Then maybe the manager that comes in now deserves to stay on and deserves the role and can try and take Newcastle that bit further. But no, it's just about someone that can keep us up, really.
Sounds like you need Big Sam.
No.
Been there, done that.
No, never again.
He lost his magic with West Brom.
Boogeyman, let's have your question, mate.
Yeah, listen, the last 2 or 3 previous season, the last relegated team has at least 35, 32 points. Newcastle right now play 9 games, and they only have 4 points. So I don't see how at the end of this season. I mean, they pretty much play quarter of the games. So that means they play, if they keep on the same way, probably by the end of this the half season, they're probably going to have less than 10 points. And whatever they do in January transfer windows, they're never going to have more than 30 points. I don't see that happen because the league is won with 99, sometimes 84, something. So I don't think Newcastle is going to stay in the Premier League. That's as simple as that. They're so not good, and I don't think there's any chance for Newcastle. Whatever money they pour into that team in January, it's too late. If they have to do something, it has to be done now. If it's not done now, I don't know what. And it takes a lot of courage to come to Chelsea, the team that is going to put you a little close to the relegation, and talk to us. So we love that. Welcome.
Yeah, no, I'll jump in first, Pete. Yeah, I agree with you. It does need to be done now. We can't do anything in the transfer market now until January. But yeah, when the now is getting rid of Steve Bruce, bringing the assistant Graham Jones, taking an interim charge, and bringing the lads in for, instead of 2 days training a week, 5 days training a week, making little changes. Yeah, Chelsea's probably not the game we're going to be getting our points from to try and stay up. We have to stay with the we're just fighting the bottom three. We're not concerned about anyone else. It's just to stay out of that bottom three. So yeah, and as I said earlier in the show, we are going to be, because of our fixtures in December, with no reinforcements, we're going to be in the bottom three, or just maybe hovering above it if we're very lucky come January. So yeah, we've got a big second half of the season is needed just to stay in the league.
Yeah, but it looked like a mission impossible. I don't think you can make it in the second half, because I pretty much, before I come in, I look at all the table. There's no way, unless you guys start buying player right now and start doing something. Anything in January, it's just a waste of time, waste of money.
But
That's
they
my
can't
view.
they can't buy anybody right now.
Yeah, but then Newcastle is going to be relegated next season. It's just simple as that. Anybody can try to prove the opposite. I don't think it's possible. That's my point, anyways.
Look, the one thing I'll say is that we've been in this position before, where we haven't had many points after sort of 10 games. But we had Rafa Benitez that got us out of that.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know who that new manager is going to be. We don't know who that new manager's going to be, or what their sort of philosophy is and how they play. We can't predict that. The one thing we can predict is where we can potentially pick up points. Now, what's gone against us is we've had teams like West Ham, Villa, Southampton, Watford, where we should have picked up points. We were 2 minutes away from getting a win at home to Southampton. They equalised with a penalty in the last minute. We had Watford, who we should have been 4-0 up at half time. We ended up drawing 1-1, and we missed a gilt-edged chance in the last minute of the game. We've had opportunities to pick up points, and we haven't. So we've left ourselves with a mountain to climb, but we still have, before that mammoth task of December, where we play some crazy teams on a crazy fixture list, we still have Brentford at home. I know who are flying, but we're at home. We've got Norwich to come to us. We've got Burnley to come to us. We've still got to go to Brighton next week. We've still got teams that we could still pick up points from right now. So if we won at home to Brentford, Norwich, and Burnley, I think things would look a little bit brighter. And the one thing I would say is that if you look at the table, it's not like loads of teams are pulling away. There's probably about 5 or 6 that are in and around it. Yes, we are 3 points kind of adrift from the likes of Leeds, Wolves, and maybe 1 or 2 others. But it wouldn't take long, or it would take a couple of wins to pull those guys back in. We know that Norwich are kind of falling away, and look, I think they're already in the mindset that they're going to get relegated. But ourselves, Burnley, Leeds, Wolves, Southampton, Watford, although some teams are picking up points, they're going to go through periods of the season where they don't pick up points, and there'll be periods where we pick up points. So that will still give us an opportunity. So I still think there's a chance, and all those teams that I talked about, the Southampton, the Watfords, the Villas, the West Hams, we've still got to play them the other side of the coin, the other side of the season. And as Mohamed Kassim said, if we strengthen in January, we'll have a better chance of beating those teams, particularly if we strengthen well. And that will give us a better chance. I think, I agree with you, Ruby, man. I think, we've given ourselves, a mountain to climb, a massive mountain to climb, but we've still got time. It's only 10 games in the season. And provided that we start picking up points now, will give us a better opportunity. Hopefully it starts 3 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah, and there's plenty of 6-pointers to come. Sorry.
There is plenty of 6-pointers, and it won't start on Saturday, but hopefully after then, we'll wish you the best of luck after Saturday. But up until then, the thing is this: Boogeyman has made some valid points. I mean, Newcastle do have a mountain to climb, and I think what Boogeyman is saying about doing something now. I think the manager is the most important aspect that you guys can address right now, and I'm talking from experience. Last season we were 9th. We changed our manager and we finished top 4 and we won the Champions League. Had we have not done that, we may have not have achieved that. So the manager is something you guys need to address and do it quick, because that's one thing that you can change today. But in respect to the survival, like Boogeyman said, it's going to be tough, and a good transfer window for you guys in January is needed. I'll let Couch come in, and then after Couch, we will then talk about this particular game on Saturday, because we do have only 15 more minutes. So, Couch, let me hear your question, mate.
Just a quick jump in. I just wanted to know. I know we've heard of the managers that are linked. Is there anyone that you guys particularly want as a manager, somebody that you're thinking of that would come in and make that difference? Because it really just comes down to the manager at this point. It's like Boogie said, unless you make that move right now and getting a manager that could actually win you some points, even just get you the odd draw here and there, it's going to be difficult. But is there any manager in particular you guys see that you want, that you're looking at? You're like, yes, we got to get this guy.
I'll jump in first, Sophie. I've kind of been doing a bit of research on all the managers that get linked, and it keeps changing. And I was looking into Paulo Fonseca there and his style, looking up the YouTube clips on what he did at Shakhtar Donetsk and then in Roma. But I'm going to take it back a year and a half ago, where there wouldn't have been this what manager will we get? It would have been Rafa Benitez in straight away. That was the plan. It was all ready to go. And I know he's at Everton. If things don't go well this weekend for him with Everton, who knows what will happen there. I know the consortium are definitely Amanda Staveley would jump at the chance to get Rafa Benitez. I don't think we will get him, but if I had a choice, and definitely in the situation we're in, to keep us in the Premier League and to start a project, he'd be the perfect manager for Newcastle, and the fans already love him. I know Chelsea fans don't love him as much in the short spell he had with you guys, and I know he's defensive, but we need to sort out our defense. So he ticks the box. He ticks every box as the ideal manager. I think that's probably why there's so much waiting on the new manager come in, because they want someone that can do the same thing that Rafa Benitez can do. So that's where the worry is, I guess, at the more, or the search is.
No, it's a great point. I mean, it was going around on social media that today that there could be an opportunity to prize Rafa Benitez away from Everton. Personally, I don't believe that would be the case. Although I think if he had the choice between the two clubs, I think he would have chose Newcastle because of the affection that he has from the fans in the club, and he sees the potential in the club to go, in my opinion, a little bit higher than Everton. But he's committed to that club now, and he very rarely, if ever, breaks contracts. I think the only contract he's ever broken in his managerial career was the one in China in January this year because of the COVID situation. It's a difficult one because, you know, we've been heavily linked with Fonseca, and I actually was intrigued about having a foreign manager come in with a different style of play and a different setup. The way in which he sets his team up is attacking, is attack-minded, which is what Newcastle fans love. We love attacking football. But Lucien Favre wouldn't be a bad manager either, but he's very much more defensive-minded. But Daz has already mentioned that's the kind of manager we probably need right now. So it's a difficult situation. I believe that the consortium have got a bit of a tug of war going on at the moment. I think they're not sure about whether they go for a short-term manager to the end of the season or go long-term and commit to a better manager, but for 2 or 3 years. And I think that's where they're having difficulty, because I think if they wanted a long-term manager, the long-term managers that they would want probably aren't willing to commit themselves to the club right now, as is the likes of Brendan Rodgers and the likes of Antonio Conte that have already distanced themselves from the job. So I think this is why the managerial position has taken as long as it has, because I think they're at a tug of war themselves. They're not sure what to do. They've got English options there. They've got Eddie Howe and Chris Wilder that could come in and do a job. Eddie Howe knows the likes of Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser, Matt Ritchie. He's managed them. He got the best out of them at Bournemouth. He could come in and instantly change the way we play. But there is question marks about his ability to keep clean sheets and stop goals from going in. So there's so many options there for us. I think that's what the consortium are doing. They're taking their time to interview and speak to everybody before they make that decision.
Yeah, I think
sorry, Bobby. We have only 9 more minutes, and then the guys have to go. So I want to jump onto the match tomorrow. So if anybody has any question in regards to the match tomorrow, we will be taking those now. Lads, the team, the future of Newcastle is of interest to everybody in the league. Everybody in the league is interested to see what happens with Newcastle, because this is a big venture. And it's going to impact all the teams, the big and the small teams within the club. So we are interested, and we will be continuing to monitor the developments at Newcastle, and we will be definitely speaking to these lads in the future as and when more developments happen in regards to Newcastle. That being said, we're playing them tomorrow. We have a game tomorrow at St. James's Park. So we've already addressed it on their channel, but I want to give you guys a chance to put forward any questions you may have to Daz and Pete in respect to the game tomorrow, as we only have them for another 7-8 minutes. So, Bobby, I'll let you start.
I was sort of going to mention the past topic, but so since you want us to move on from that, about tomorrow's game, I'm quite curious to know if Newcastle fans don't, in their heart of hearts, think that they got rid of oh gosh, what's his name now? His name now. The last manager, please. Bruce. That's right, Steve Bruce. They got rid of him too soon. I mean, that was really trigger happy, and that reminds me of some of the songs he used to sing about us and Abramovic as well. You know, I thought that was too trigger happy, because in a way, you're stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. You know, getting rid of him, was it really worth it to be in limbo? And whatever you do now, since Chelsea is the benchmark, and we've done this before when we got rid of a manager, we got an interim person in the name of Gus Hiddink, who did very well for us, and he steered us till the end of the season. So unless you have that in mind, it seems quite pointless to have sacked Steve Bruce so suddenly. And do you think, now that he's gone, how do you think Newcastle's going to approach this game against Chelsea?
I might jump in first here again, Pete. So I would not say I disagree totally, Bobby, I'm afraid, with regards to Steve Bruce. About a year ago, November last year, I was calling for Steve Bruce to leave. He was on a disastrous run. He did turn it around. He got very lucky, and he did turn it around. And he did brilliantly to keep Newcastle in the Premier League last season. But this season, we haven't won a game. We're playing awful. We haven't won a game. We've been unlucky in some cases, but his luck has run out. And in regards to being in limbo, actually last January last year we brought in Graham Jones, and that's when our fortunes changed a bit. Jones tweaked things, and there was always the fans believed it was Graham Jones that was the difference in the change of fortunes for Newcastle. So now we've given him a shot as a caretaker manager for a while to see what he can do. He's not a manager though. He's an excellent coach, and he was involved in the England setup as well. So no, definitely happy we pulled the trigger on Steve Bruce. I know I've a lot of friends who are Steve Bruce sympathizers have come out of the woodwork, and it's the way it was portrayed in the media. The story with Steve Bruce it was definitely time to go. His record was awful. 28% win rate with us, and if you look back at these previous clubs, it was something similar, or just maybe slightly higher, but. No, he'll get, and all the talk about that he's going to retire. He'll get a shot in the Championship club again if he wants it. But he's his money well made as a player and as a manager at about 11 different clubs. So no, definitely time for us to lose Bruce, I'm afraid.
Yeah, have to agree. Bruce is toxic. He was toxic for the club. You had a large percentage of the squad that didn't want him there, that didn't like him, didn't get on with him. That is not good for a team that's fighting for their Premier League survival at the moment, to have a manager in that they don't like. Because if you've got a manager that you don't like and that you don't have a good relationship with, you're not going to put those same performances on the pitch. We already saw an improvement, albeit a small improvement, in performances on Saturday at Crystal Palace, because you could see that the players were playing for Graham Jones, and the likelihood is a new manager coming in, they're going to play for whoever that is as well. Now, as Daz has rightly said, Steve Bruce is not qualified to be a Premier League manager. It's as simple as that. His record of 28% win ratio is the worst in Newcastle's Premier League history. By some distance. It's dreadful, and he didn't have a leg to stand on. No matter how many of his friends in the media tried to keep him in a job, he just wasn't good enough. So he had to leave. It's as simple.
So how are you going to approach tomorrow's game? You going to do the Newcastle all-out attack, or are you going to play a low block?
Well, look, we tried that first against West Ham, first game of the season, when we went all out attack and we pressed high, and we put that press into good work, and we got the 1-0. We went 1-0 up against West Ham, but then we tired, and they worked themselves back into the game and won comfortably. We did exactly the same against Tottenham in our first game after Mike Ashley left, got the early goal, tired very quickly, and drifted off. And part of that is due to not being fit. I mean, one of the things I'll talk about, Steve Bruce, up in the running to Bruce being sacked, in 11 days, the players had 7 days off. They had 7 days off without training in 11, which for a Premier League team is an absolute joke. And it was all fitted around his own preferences. So he didn't live in Newcastle. He rented a place in Newcastle and lives in Cheshire, and would travel to and from for training. So he would have all of Newcastle's senior players train in the afternoon, whereas standard procedure is that senior players in the Premier League train in the morning, and it was to fit his agenda. And if he wanted a day off to go away or to do whatever he wanted, he would just cancel training, and the players would have a day off. That is not what a professional manager should be doing. That's not what an elite Premier League manager should be doing. So that just, again, fits into everything. And we could see that on the pitch. And I talked about the performances against West Ham and Tottenham. We start well, we drift off because we're just not fit. For the first time this season, this week in the run-up to the Chelsea game, we've had 5 days straight of training. We've never had that before in the whole season. Wow. 5 days. 5 days back-to-back training we've had this week under Graham Jones. So I'm not saying it's going to turn around in an instant and we're going to see this ultimately fit firing team, But I think we'll see an improvement in terms of our fitness, an improvement in our work rate in and around the 90 minutes tomorrow. And gradually we're going to get better because we're actually going to be training more and building our fitness up, which is what we should be doing in the first place. That should have been done in pre-season. So, again, they're just other little things that a lot of other opposition fans and people outside of the club don't realise that Steve Bruce was doing to our players and our club as manager.
It's always preferable to get the information from the fans of that club because they are the ones that follow everything and are passionate about it enough to want to know what's going on, just like we in regards to our club. I'm sure it's the same for you guys. I know Steve Bruce, for a lot of us fans, looking from the outside, I thought that he might have been hard done by and whatnot, but it's different from you guys' perspective because of what you guys know. Do you guys have time for one more question? Because I know Kasim wants to come in with a question. Do you guys have time? Yeah? Kasim, I'll let you have the final question on the...
Thanks, Mark. Thanks. Appreciate that. Thanks for having me, mate. I think I disagree with Boogeyman. I think Newcastle will be all right. I mean, Newcastle have been very lucky enough because teams around them, like Leeds and Burnley, they're not going far from Newcastle.
Yeah, but we're EPL relegate 3 teams, not just one.
Boogeyman. This is a question to the guys, and then we're going to get into our discussion in the next part of the stream. We're gonna get into this.
I think if Newcastle bought 3-4 win together, I think they'll be all right. And after January, I think they'll be finishing top 13, 14. I think Newcastle will be all right because the like of Leeds and Burnley, they're not going far out because we know, in fact, Norwich going down. I'm not sure about Watford because Ranieri going to keep them a bit tight. I'm not sure. I could be speaking too early. But I think Newcastle got very good squad. They just need decent manager. I think that's why when they mentioned Frank Lampard, I would disagree because the way he played, the way he think, it won't take that Newcastle if you go and say you need pragmatic manager, the like of Benitez, the like of say Allegri for example. I know you're not gonna get it, but you know where I'm coming from. Even no for Tottenham is pragmatic. You know what I mean? It will let the Newcastle survive. But I'm not worried about Newcastle. I think Newcastle will do very well because the teams around them, they struggling. That's my point I want to. Regards the game tomorrow, guys, I think. Do you think Newcastle will start 5 in the back?
I think we'd definitely start 5 at the back, personally, and I think we'd be parking the bus there tomorrow. And I know you guys are probably going to talk about it in your next part of the show, but yeah, there's a lot of players injured. There's Lukaku, Werner, Pulisic, and Kovačić out injured. So yeah, that's a bit of a dent to you guys. My eyes lit up when I heard that.
We've got a lot of depth. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of depth. Yeah, so jealous of the depth. I'd be delighted if your depth paid us a visit in January. But it will make it interesting, and because I know I was kind of laughing at Pete and his prediction last night of a draw, but now I'm kind of seeing the light. It could happen. It could happen.
Come join me, Daz. Come join me.
The dark side, away from the boogeyman.
Yeah. You know what? I agree. I think we'll play 5 at the back. I think we'll try and make it tight. Wouldn't even surprise me to see Dummett come back into the team because he's a guy that knows how to defend on that left-hand side of the centre-back 3. Because we're at home, it wouldn't even surprise me to see Sharp come in and play because he's a ball-playing centre-back who can bring the ball out and try and make things tick going forward. But I fully expect to see 5 at the back, make it tight, make it difficult, making sure that there's no runs in and behind the centre-backs, keep it deep. Just like we have in previous games against Chelsea in the last few years. Just kept it tight, try and keep ourselves in the game late. If we're still in the game late at 0-0, 1-1, whatever, we've still got an opportunity to nick a goal. And I think that's the way we're going to play. We're going to play tight. We're not going to come out free-flowing attacking football because we know if we go toe-to-toe with Chelsea that you guys will pick us apart, and rightly so.
Fantastic. I love the honesty about parking the bus on 5 at the back. I love it. We hopefully we'll be able to break you guys down. Regardless, it's gonna be a good game. Chelsea Newcastle games are normally good games, so we're looking forward to it. I'm truly saying this. I wish the best of luck to Newcastle for the future. Newcastle is a club that has a lot of fans. Not only local but on the throughout the country and internationally. It's a club that has a big following. So best of luck to you guys. Best of luck to you for the future, and hopefully, we'll be competing in a few years. Hopefully, we'll see. So big up to you guys, and listen, thank you for joining us on the Blue Lines today. It's been a pleasure to have you guys. Thank you for your honesty and your objective perspectives in regards to all that we've talked about. I look forward to following your channel and watching more content from you guys. People in the chat, this is it's a channel that you need to be looking at. It's up and coming. There's great content on there. So check out the Loaded Mag for a Newcastle perspective to the Premier League. Big up to you guys. We will see you guys in the future. Thank you for coming. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to give me your final statements.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having us on, and thanks for coming on our channel last night as well. I wish you the best of luck as well after tomorrow. I tipped Chelsea to win the league, and I still think you're going to win the league, lads, and I hope you do. And I just want to, you can probably clip this bit, but I look forward to coming back on the 12th of March. We play you guys next. And this would be interesting to see where we are then.
Sure.
Does Bogeyman think we're still going to get relegated? Maybe he's right. Maybe it'll be game over for us at that stage. But it'll be interesting. It'll be a laugh.
Definitely.
We'll see where we are at that stage. But thanks, guys, for having us. And lovely to meet you all.
Thank you. No, you're more than welcome.
I'd just like to say, we've had lots of opposition fans, particularly on the loaded mag away days, from all the teams that we've played so far this season. But I have to say, you guys have been by far the best that we've spoken to. You guys, not just because you know your stuff, but about your own club. But you've got great opinions on other clubs, not just Newcastle, but other clubs as well. You speak well. Respectful. I've got mad respect for you guys, and like Daz, massively look forward to March when we can get together and hopefully talk more positively about where we both stand.
Definitely, we look forward to it. Lads, we're gonna have a 1 minute break, and then we'll be right back. Big up to the Lord of the Mag. We'll see you guys in a few moments.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take
Cheers.
care.
Take care.
Welcome back. Big up to the Lord of the Mag, and thanks to the lads for taking part in our stream. Apologies to everyone in the chat and on the panel who didn't get a chance to ask a question. They were only here for 1 hour, as they have another engagement, so we weren't able to expand it any longer. As they said, it was a great discussion, and I'll be honest with you lot, I really enjoyed the discussion we had on their channel yesterday, and hopefully we'll have more in the future. So looking forward to that. The game tomorrow, lads. As per the press conference, Pulisic is still unavailable for this game, and so is Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku. And we also found out towards the end of the press conference that Kovačić has a hamstring injury that may see him out for a little bit. So that's where we are in regards to the team, in regards to the injuries. That being said, I think we are still in a good spot in regards to our team and our players. And this is what we're going to be discussing for the remainder of the stream. We will be discussing with the panel the game tomorrow, our thoughts and opinions on this game. We're going to select a starting lineup that we think will be playing tomorrow, and also how do we believe we will approach this game from a Chelsea perspective. Welcome back to the panel. MDT, Eric Blue, Boogeyman, Kasim, Dennis, and also Bobby. Big up to you guys. How you all doing? You good? You ready? All right. I'm gonna give you
good.
all I'm gonna give you all a couple of minutes to give me your perspective of the game tomorrow before we start doing the lineup. So I'm gonna start with Eric. Eric, you've been quiet, mate. I mean, you want to hear something, man? Let me hear it. Let me hear it. I'm not hearing you, Eric.
Sorry, my mic was muted. I just realized that I wasn't even plugged in, so you probably didn't hear live. I wasn't plugged in, but I'm back now. All
right.
Okay, the match. I was gonna ask a few funny questions, but doesn't matter. This is a tough match. I can't think of how many times we've won at the sports. Oh no, it's not called that anymore.
St. James's Park, man.
St. James's Park. Yeah, I can't remember how many times we won in their stadium. It's been few and far between, so it might be a difficult match. I don't know if they'll have a new manager bounce or interim manager bounce, whatever I want to call it. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully we'll destroy them. I think we have enough to win the game. Based on what we saw the last match, we can score a lot of goals, and we can break teams down. We just need to do the right things. A lot of the time, it's just about the specific moments, doing the right things at the right times, and we've shown that we can do it. So I expect us to win. I expect a very convincing result. Maybe not the best performance, but I think we'll win like 3-0, 0-3. That's what I'm expecting. I hope the team has a good performance, and I think we should win. This is a no excuses. I don't care how many 5 injuries, doesn't matter. We have 4 injuries. Yeah, we should win. Like, it doesn't matter who we put out on the pitch. We with the tactics we have, with the manager we have, with the players we have, it should be another 3 points. And Man City and Liverpool are not messing around, so I think we will win. I think we have to win. So I'm going with 0-3 to Chelsea. It should be interesting to see what.
I like how you said Man City and Liverpool are not messing around. You totally ignored the other team in Manchester.
Wait, what? No. We don't talk about. Look, when I can't remember what stream it was. When someone says I'm not ruling out United, I can't remember what stream it was. In my head, I'm like, I'm ruling out United, and I said I remember I said when people were getting excited about United, I told them, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't think he's going to win them a single trophy.
Listen,
coaching,
Eric, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have to say it. As Chelsea fans, we would like to see Ole being trusted and given time, because Ole, in the end, he will prevail.
He will.
In 10, 15 years' time, he might win a trophy.
Exactly.
But stick with the process. Give the man time. All right, he'll do it for you eventually. All right, don't rush it.
Hashtag Ole in. Hashtag Ole in.
Ole in all the
trust
way.
the process. It will happen eventually. Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt.
So
Carry on.
Back to Chelsea. Yeah. So we need to just keep doing what we're doing. Again, it doesn't even matter too much about the performances, especially coming into December. November, December, it's going to be very tough. So Newcastle, it's a tough fixture historically, but we should do it. This team is different. This is a team on a mission this season, and I believe we'll do it. We'll have too much for them.
Yeah. Bobby, your thoughts?
Yeah, I also think we'll have too much for them. It won't be a walkover, that's for sure, because they're going to come out all guns blazing. It was interesting to hear that they were doing 5-day training sessions, which means they're out to deal with their fitness. Although I think that's probably come too soon, because you can overtrain before games and that can be counterproductive. I think we should have too much for them. I'm not a believer in, anything to do with grounds or any of the superstitions and things like that. It was tough for us at certain points in the past because we didn't prepare well. but now we've got a manager that prepares us well. So we should go there and do the business. It's important to win 3 points. It's crucial. You know, our rivals don't drop points against teams that are struggling like that. So we must do the same. We must not drop any points, and we must go there with a ruthless mind. The only thing is, I because they're kind of weak in the centre back positions, it would have been nice to have Lukaku for this one. But anyway, we've got what we've got, and I'm sure Tuchel has done his homework.
I'm just really pleased to have you on the stream today, Bobby. I can't tell you how many people in the chat have been asking about you over the past few days. You have a big fan base here on this channel, and a lot of people have been messaging in the chat asking about you. So it's good to have you back, and I hope everything is okay with you.
Yeah, I'm flattered. You know, if that's true, I'm flattered. But you know what? I just do what I love. I'm here because I love to be here. You know, I feel privileged to be here. I love talking about Chelsea with my brothers. You know, sometimes it's heated, sometimes it's emotional, but that's what football's all about, you know, and I wouldn't swap this for the world. When I'm not here, just be rest assured, you know, I'm a busy man. I do have some serious commitments. I'm responsible for a lot of people, and sometimes I just have to keep my focus as well as sometimes deny myself of the pleasure of doing what I'm doing now.
It's always a pleasure to have you on, Bobby. Thank you for making time for us today. Mo MDT, your thoughts on the game tomorrow, and also, you know, take into account what we've just heard from the Newcastle lads.
Guys, my take on tomorrow, I'm not worried. You know, I think if we take our first chance, which will come in the first 15 minutes, if we take our first chance, it's going to be a long day for them. But if we keep missing, it will be a problem for us. I think we have to be clinical, like we did Norwich. You know, Norwich, if Mount didn't score that first goal, it would have been a struggle. So sometimes the first chance you have is the most important chance in a game. You know, if you take that, you kill the opponent's spirit. So I believe we're going to have a chance. It's who is fall to and whether that person is going to take it. And I believe if it's Mount, he will score. Because he's there. So I think we'll win 4-0. I don't think it will be a problem. And I think the wing backs will be very important in this game. And they'll be very, very important. If they play the back five, the way you counter that is your wing back. Because the wingers will be marked. So with the wing back, the inverted wing back will have more space. So I'm just happy that if we play like if we match their energy, their spirit, we're better than them. But if we are lethargic, they will win. And also with this, our record, people keep saying our record there is bad. It's Jose's record. It's not Chelsea's record. Before Jose, we didn't have a bad record there. And all the other managers without Jose, we didn't have a bad record there. It's Jose Mourinho that's only won one game in, I think, about 10 or 11 at Newcastle.
Very true.
So Chelsea don't have a bad record there. It's Jose Mourinho that have a bad record there. I'm not worried about the record because Mourinho, whatever reason, used to go there with will change the team. I don't know whether it was something. He used to just do something crazy. Each time we play Newcastle, out of the ordinary. So I believe that was the reason. But I'm not worried about record at Newcastle. Come on. Even Andreas Villas-Boas won there, I think 4-1 with Daniel Sturridge. Remember? 2 goals. 3-1, yeah, okay, exactly. So I'm not worried. And with the Newcastle lad, I understand. To be honest, for me, with them, I think they only need 3 or 4 players. 2 defenders and 2 midfielders. They will stay up. If they sign 4, because their attack, St. Maximin and Almiron and what's his name, Callum Wilson, they will score goals. So they just need to sort their defense out. Yeah. So it's not that bad of a thing.
Yeah. To be honest, I think if they get a decent manager, he will solve a lot of their problems. Because I had no idea they were only training like 2 or 3 days a week. Okay, I mean, I thought they'd be resting 2 or 3 days a week. Now they're training 2 or 3 days a week. Okay, so I mean, Steve Bruce, he may have been looking to leave a lot sooner than when he did leave, when he did get sacked. Anyway, that's their problem. They're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to sort it out. But it's where they should start. They should start with their manager. I think that would be the best way moving forward for them. Boogeyman, the game tomorrow, mate. Your expectations?
I think tomorrow should just be a walk in the park.
St. James's Park.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, MDT has said if we score our first chances, yeah, I agree with that. But I still think we're probably going to dominate the game. And whether we score the first chances or not, I just want our defense to hold properly. And if I'm not sure who's going to be controlling the midfield, because we'll talk about it later on, but I think whatever happened, we win that game. I'm not worried at all. But I'm not going to say 4-0. I'm probably going to say 2-0, and that's all we need at this point. But I don't think they will be able to handle our physicality, and they're not going to match it, because even if they train this week 5 times every day, they're not going to be able to match our physicality. They need time for the muscle to remember all the effort they put into it. So it's not going to be our game. Probably in 2 weeks now that they can be probably fit, not tomorrow. So it's good for us that we play them now. So I don't worry at all. And I think we will score goals. And we've been shown that with Norwich, and also a little with Southampton. Kai keeps shooting on the goal and creating space. So I think with Newcastle, we'll score a lot of goals. That's for sure. 2 minimum, I think. And I feel confident. Really confident.
All right. Sounds good. Kasim. Kasim, can you hear us?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, I think Newcastle got a decent team, mate. I really do. I watched them against Tottenham. They had a brilliant start. They scored in 2 minutes. And I don't know, fitness-wise, I'm not sure. Lost the game 2-1 or 3-1. 3-2. They got on counter-attack. Almiron, Sam Maximum, and even Fraser, very quick. So, I don't know. I fancy Chelsea still winning, but Chelsea's got to start well. They got to start well. That is the key word. That is the formula. If Chelsea not starting well, yeah, we're going to have a trouble. We're going to be a long day for us, not for them. They are got decent players. They got 5-6 decent players. So it's a key to start very well. It's, like Mo said, MDT, score early. And when we score early, they got to come out, because they're going to start fighting in the back with counter attack. That is a crucial. We've got to start well. For me, we've got to start good. And we'll score with the first opportunity, and we'll put the game to bed.
I agree. If we can get, like Mo said, a goal within the first 15-20 minutes, then the balance of the game will shift, because like the Newcastle lad said, they're going to be parking the bus. They're going to be sitting back. So if we can score that early goal, they're going to have to come. They're going to have to attack. So if they
can I say something quick? The Tottenham game, when they were losing 2-1, they were not attacking pretty much anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure that Tottenham team, even if we score earlier, they're not going to come at us. They will still be playing their system. They are in transition. They just don't know what they're doing at this point.
Yeah, I agree if it was under the old geezer, Steve Bruce, but I think now it's going to be a little bit different. I think there's a bit more pressure on them to perform, because now the relegation is something they can't afford to have. Whereas in the old administration, it is what it is. But yeah, for us, a good start is paramount. Dennis, the couch critic. What's your thoughts and your perspective on the game tomorrow?
Not gonna lie, I hate going last because everyone just steals all my points. So.
That's why I made you last, isn't it? Because
So,
when it's harder for this harder.
so I'm gonna go off the rails here. I'm gonna say a couple things that result from the Tuchel press conference. I'm a little disappointed with the Kovačić injury because if you watch the Southampton game, that midfield needed Jorginho just closer to the end of the game, and he kept with Kovačić right to the end, and now he's injured, right? So that was a little disheartening. I wasn't really a big fan of that. But as far as this game goes, I think Conte is going to be a key. I think he's got to be all over the pitch. He's got to definitely be the Conte that we know and love. I think if he can give us that sort of like extra man of the pitch sort of like game, again, I don't think they're going to be able to live with the pace that we can bring to them. But aside from that, I'm still not quite sure with this whole back five thing, or whether or not we're capable of truly, probing teams that play with that sort of like 5-3-2 system. So I'm actually I'm coming in with this with a little bit of trepidation, just because I don't know exactly where we're going to be able to probe teams that play this style. But having said that, I did say the same thing last week. We pumped Norwich for 7, so there's not really much I can say about that. Aside from that, all that stuff, if we don't score early and we're looking for goals late, I'm worried because I know these guys are going to be playing out the counter, and you know that Rudiger is going to get a little bit more adventurous, getting forward, and it opens us up for the counter. If you remember the last game where Rudiger had nothing to do defensively, so he was basically just an auxiliary midfielder. He was just basically in the opposition half pretty much the entire match. And I feel like if we play with that sort of like same sort of like urgency and like take the handbrake off, that sort of style, I feel Newcastle have guys that can hurt us. Like Callum Wilson's a great goal scorer in the box, I think so, and he's a guy that can run at us. And of course, Alan St. Maximin, the guy's a dribbler. He's a guy that likes to go one-on-one, and if we give him the time and space, he can't hurt us. So just hoping that, like everyone says, we approach this game from the perspective where we have to set the tempo high right from minute 1, so they can't live with us, and we come into that game, score early and often, because if it starts getting into the 60, 70-minute mark, as much as their fitness isn't going to be much of a factor, we don't have much on the bench to change the game either. So it's going to be crucial that we use our starting 11 and get the win from there.
I agree, and this is why it's crucial that we have the correct setup for this game. I'm just going to take off a couple of things off the screen just to make it.
Mo, can I just say something very quickly? I think Newcastle game tomorrow remind me exactly Juventus game. Juventus just set 5-6 in the back and hit us with counter attack. We didn't score first half. Second half, Chiesa just coming with a goal. Game over.
Yeah, and they have a similar kit, so that helps. All right, okay. Now, I think the wing backs are vital in this game because of the pace that Newcastle have with those players. I think we're gonna go for a strong team tomorrow because we have when is the next game? Tuesday, Malmo. So I think we should give this game more focus, and I think we will be playing our strongest available 11 in this game. So having said that, we all agree that the goalkeeper is going to be the big man himself, right? Kepa?
No, you're all right.
Where is he? Where is he? I can't find him. Oh, this is what do you call it? I got to keep changing to 2022.
That's how you spell Kepa, by the way.
No, it's what do you call it? Changing. Yeah, I know. But I think if you spell it this way, you get a better player. Yeah. So we have Kepa in goal.
Kepa, are you kidding? He had a howl against Southampton. What do you think about that booking, man?
Listen, Kepa's starting, right? That's it. It's there. He's there.
I'm only winding you up, mate.
Okay, so who do you guys think? I mean, Rudiger picks himself, so that's done.
Yeah.
Rudy, so that's done. Now the why he's got 86 card? When did that happen?
Probably since his last interview.
No, this might be the Halloween card, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so now who's playing in the center? Christensen or Thiago?
I'm going Thiago.
Thiago for me.
Yeah,
I'm
Thiago
going
Silva.
Thiago.
Thiago?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he missed that Southampton game.
Yeah, Thiago.
Yeah,
I don't remember what there was a stream someone was mentioning about Thiago Silva with the passing, to help break down tough teams.
Amazing.
So I think that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. So
I say that just in case you forgot. That's a joke.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Okay, it's a joke. Okay. I was gonna take you seriously there, but yeah.
Right back. Sorry, right centre back.
Aspi.
Aspi.
James.
Was he hurt?
James?
Was Aspi hurt?
Aspi is fully fit. He's
He plays
he's
then.
available.
He
He's
plays
available. He's available.
Yeah, he
Okay,
plays.
now this is the thing. This is the thing. Why not have Christensen there?
Good.
No, because you want your captain on the pitch, and Aspi will play most of the time. So I think Aspi just goes back in, and Christensen. I'm not too sure. You could, I think Aspi goes in.
His teeth hurt still too, right? He's got to rest his teeth for a minute. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Was he gonna be wearing a mouth guard?
I don't know. He might be wearing something. All right. Listen, people in the chat, I will be giving you the opportunity to come on and discuss the lineup with us. Once we're done choosing the players, we will be giving you an opportunity to come on here. So just sit tight, and I'll be posting the link in the chat in due course. Now,
Can I ask a quick question?
go on.
The last 3 or 4 appearance of Azpilicueta in our team, was he playing wing back or center left, center right? I think he's mostly
Wing back.
wing back.
Wing
Yeah,
back.
James
He
was
was
injured.
wing back. Yeah.
So
James has been injured though, right?
So
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure that Tuchel is pretty much convinced that he need the height when it comes to our center backs. So
Well, no, you can say that, but James was injured a lot of those times, right? So we had no other option there.
yeah, but Aspi has always been wing back the last few games. So I think it will going to be Chalobah or James there, and
I
then
fancy Chalobah to start tomorrow.
yeah, Chalobah or James is just what I feel, because Aspi is not playing as a the center back anymore. Like for a few games now.
Boogeyman, he hasn't played for reasons. He's played because James has been injured. He's played because Christensen's not been available. He's played for rotational purposes. I think, for tomorrow, I think you definitely need to have Reece James as the right wing back. Now, who do you support him with? In my opinion, either Aspi or Christensen. Chalobah can play, but I think if you're playing the strongest team, it's going to be either Aspi or Christensen. That's just my opinion. Go on, Mo.
Yeah, I think, I'm a little bit worried with all this knock and muscular injuries, whatever. The reason why I'm saying that, because although it's training or whatever, because they train as they play. Most of these players that Reece James, this will be if he played this game, it will be third game in a row since he came back from injury, and Aspi hasn't played in a week, isn't it? And Christensen as well hasn't played in a week. So
No.
I want Reece James to play as a wing back, but I won't be surprised if Aspi play as a wing back this game and Christensen play as the right centre forward. I won't be surprised.
It wouldn't surprise me either. It's just not what I want.
It's not.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
what
that's
I
what
want.
he's going to
It's not
do.
what I want.
What do you guys
It's not what I
expect to
want.
see tomorrow? Guys, what do you expect? We all want different things, but what do you expect Tuchel to pick tomorrow? That's the team I want to be picking.
Is that right centre back?
Right centre back and right wing back, Bobby.
Right centre back is going to be Chalobah. Right
Okay,
wing back will be James.
I'm
Aspie
going
not
with that
playing.
as well.
I think Aspie's going
Aspie
to
will come
start.
off the bench.
I mean, it makes sense to rest him, but I just feel like Aspie will start. I don't know.
Start
So
where,
what?
Eric? Left.
Right.
Sorry, right back. Right wing back.
Right centre back.
Right centre back. Okay.
Yeah.
What was Aspie's injury? Does anyone know what he was injured with? Why he
He
missed?
was
Shoulder.
Shoulder. Huh.
Bobby, why do you think Chalobah and James? Why?
Because Chalobah, I think Tuchel trusts him
Okay.
physically, on the ball, speed. I think he trusts him. I think Aspie, he's going to have to get used to sometimes having to come off the bench. It's no slight to Aspie because he's our skipper, and I think he's a very good one. But I'm just trying to second guess Tuchel, and that's how I think he's going to play tomorrow. Remember, Tuchel always brings on a stronger squad with his substitutions.
Mhm.
So being on the bench doesn't necessarily mean he's dropping you.
Yeah.
He probably wants to save you for when he thinks your position is slightly tired and you can really cause more damage.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Bobby, but I have another logic. My point is, if you have Thiago in the middle, and probably you have Jorginho in front of Thiago, then you have enough stability to take chances on your putting young people playing like Chalobah and James playing together. Because I mean, Aspie is like the experienced one, but when you have Thiago and Jorginho on the pitch, we can Aspie can sit out a little. So that's how I feel. That's why I keep saying Aspie will not be starting tomorrow. I think it will going to be Chalobah and James.
Got a
That's
feeling
true
as well.
All right, guys, make up your mind. How do you want to see this?
I'm gonna go with Bobby on this one. I'm gonna go with Reece James on the right wing back. I'm gonna go with Chalobah just because I'm looking at the height of this Newcastle side, and if they're gonna hurt us, it's gonna be from set pieces. They got a big squad. Federico.
I think. Can I
Char.
just say something? Yeah, come on, Dennis. I feel after
Yeah,
you.
sorry. Let's show. I was just gonna name off the names that I think are problems, but yeah, I think they got a big squad, so it might make sense to play somebody like Chalobah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna start Reece James not for one reason only. I think because the like of Fraser is quick. That is quick. So I think Reece James is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes or no? Bobby's yes. Boogeyman, yes or no to these two? James and Chalobah, yes or no? Yes. Couch? Yes. Eric?
No. It could easily be Chalobah, but I think that Aspie will start.
Okay, so you're good with Chalobah as people start. Mo?
Yeah, I think I'm good with Chalobah, but I think Aspie will start because he hasn't played for a week. Is it a week, if I'm not mistaken?
Okay.
A week,
Kasim?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Kasim, yes or no to these two, Chalobah and James?
Yeah, I think these two make sense to me, mate. I predict Chalobah is gonna start tomorrow. Reece James because Fraser, and I think Azpilicueta just came from injury. Maybe he need more rest.
Okay, good. All right. Left wing back. What are we going with? Alonso?
That's an easy one. That chill one, mate.
Chill.
Easy,
Pace, right?
easy.
Pace, right?
Everything.
That pick himself already, so no debate. I'm pretty sure.
Chile all the way.
Yeah. Chile all the way. All right.
Because San Maximum he's playing on the right hand side, so yeah, Ben Chilwell be keeping an eye on him. It's quick in it and tricky.
What formation do you think they're going to be playing, Cousin? You're saying they're saying three up top?
They're
They're gonna play 5-2-3-1. I think.
They're going to play our system.
5-3-2.
I'd say
5-3-2.
5-3-2.
Newcastle?
5-2-1-2.
Yeah, 5-3-2, I think.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be
Newcastle?
playing 5 in the back and 2 to support these 5 to get it. Practically, they're gonna play 7 in the back. They're gonna play 2 6s and they play 5.
Newca-
5-2-3-1.
They're playing 10 at the back and 1 up front.
Seven at the back. The ref
they're
will
gonna-
be playing with them.
Yeah, they're gonna play 5-4-1. I don't think they will 5-4-1. Well,
5-4-1. So then
they
who's the
will have
one up
Elmer
top?
on. Yeah,
Who's the one
Callum
up
Wilson.
top? So then where's St. Maximin?
Wilson.
Where's St. Maximin?
Then Maximin is gonna attack from. He's gonna be defending from the wing with Almiron on the other side. So that's how they played us even last time around.
I watched them against Crystal Palace, and it looked like they set up a 5-3-2 with St. Maximin and Callum Wilson. I just watched it. And
Yeah,
it was,
No, I mean
think
that's
it's gonna be
Crystal Palace. I'm talking about when they play us. It's gonna be different.
it's gonna be an 8-2 formation, maybe 9-1, something like that.
yeah, they definitely defend deep. That's for sure.
Do you guys think it'll be Jorginho Kante in the centre?
Absolutely. Anyone got a shout for Saul?
Not on my stream.
Oh,
Not on my stream.
I agree with that.
Boogeyman wants Saul, isn't it?
Yo, listen, Saul is the best midfielder Chelsea have ever loaned. So, just not for my team. I mean, listen, Saul is good as we all give him a credit. I think he's going to come good. I don't think we're going to send him back after the loan. I think he's staying.
What?
I'm getting a few shout outs for Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the chat. What do you guys think?
He was injured.
It would be for
He's not
Jorginho then, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think he's played with Conte.
He has. I think he has once. It was against. Was it against? What was it against, man? It was against.
In a 2 or with 3 though?
It was a 2. It was Kante and Jorginho against. What was the team we played recently? Before Southampton, what was the team?
Norwich.
Is it Aston Villa?
I think it might have been Norwich.
Aston Villa in the cup.
Yeah, I think.
Ruben didn't play against Norwich.
I think Kante and let me just check. I think they've played once together.
Kante and Jorginho or the Kante?
Kante and
Kante, innit?
Loftus-Cheek.
Man City.
Oh yeah. Kante and Manchester. Yeah, they played together. I've seen. Oh,
Yeah, I mean from the start though as a 2.
Anyways,
Let me
okay,
just
okay.
check.
Yeah, I don't think they played together.
No.
For me, if Ruben's fit, he plays.
Oh, yeah, I think if they play 5 in the back, he's got to play Ruben.
Instead of
Ruben
who?
was the only thing is Ruben took a knock, right? He missed him last game, and I
Instead
think
of
he was still kind of like
No,
questionable
Jorginho.
even coming into this weekend, right? So I think he's going to play. He'll get the start for the midweek Champions League, I think.
Guys, 1 second. You're saying Jorginho is dropped for Kante. Jorginho hasn't played for a while now.
He did play. He played the last game against Norwich, innit?
Yeah.
He had a good game against Norwich.
Good against
Did he
Norwich.
start? Did he start?
Yeah. Yeah. Started. Yeah.
He will start. He will start tomorrow because there's no way that we're not going to start Jorginho in the middle with Newcastle. Who's going to dictate the tempo? My concern is maybe Loftus-Cheek start instead of Kante, but I'm not sure what the injury level of Loftus-Cheek, because Kovačić is not available. Who is going to drive that ball? Like what Kovačić beat 1 or 2 people in the middle, then overload our attack directly quick. Like what Silva does in the defense, we need a midfielder that can do the same thing. As Ruben Churn, he used to churn, then he just eliminated 2 midfielder and then he create the overload in the other side. So Kovačić does that really good. Ruben, what's that?
Got skills.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kante does not do that. Kante run with the ball, but I'm not too sure. And the other thing is you have to play those Ruben and Kovačić against a team that press a little. If Newcastle is not gonna press, then Kante then.
I
they're
think
not gonna
I think that guys that type of game, I don't think he saw Jorginho. I think that type of game we're gonna be always in the front foot. You don't need Jorginho. That's why Ruben left he should be on with Kante. Look, regardless what you think, Kante gonna start tomorrow because you've got all 7 days to the Burnley game because I don't think he's gonna start in the Champions League against that easy team. So I think Ruben, if he's fit, is going to start for me tomorrow.
He's fit, but he's not going to start.
I think Kasim is right. I think he should start because I think what Mr. Carr said is completely correct. I don't know why, but in my head I'm thinking like they've already played together, but they haven't. You know, they were always in a 3 with somebody else. They were in a 3 with Saul against Villa, and they were in a 3 with was it Kovačić against Brentford. So I would like to see Kante and Loftus-Cheek in it too.
I would like to see it too. It's based on what Kazim said, the idea that these guys are going to be sitting deep, and we need somebody that's going to at least pick the lock or at least dribble through. So I would like to see Ruben there. I just don't know if we're going to see him just based on the fact that he's just coming back from injury, and he's the guy that we have to basically wrap in cotton wool after every time he gets that's my worry. That's all.
I disagree with Kasim a little because
I know you do.
When the team is sitting, that's when we don't need Ruben.
Why?
Yeah,
What?
because when Ruben and the best quality of Ruben and Kovačić is the fact that they can dribble through the midfield, like they can turn, they can dribble to midfielder and create the load or create overload in our attack. Like Ruben did it many times last time. If you I see a few videos on Twitter where two opposite player was pressing him. He didn't even look at him. He just put the ball between his leg and he eliminated them in a second, and then turned the ball, and we've become 4 against 3. So those.
Boogeyman.
I'm not finished, guys.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Only Ruben and Kovačić can do stuff like that. If tomorrow Newcastle is sitting at 5 at the back, or 7 at the back, or 9 at the back, okay, 7 at the back, Ruben is not going to be pressed. So he's also going to be passing the ball around, and it's not going to help us.
No.
What is he going to do?
He's not Kovačić.
Ruben's a little bit more complete than that.
He's
a little bit more complete as a midfielder.
Let me. Can I answer this, Boogie?
Yeah, you go.
Among all our midfielders, whether it's Kante, Jorginho, Kova, do you know Ruben is the only one that can take a shot outside the box?
What about your boy Saul, man?
No,
what about
what's his name?
No, Saul. That's his trademark. The ones I mentioned. I didn't mention Barkley or Saul because they don't play.
Starting first team players.
No, but even when which game was it when he took the shot? Is it which game was it in the league when he come on and took shot? It does. If you give him, if he's open, he take a shot.
It was just another Kovačić shot. It wasn't on the target.
No. You can't compare Ruben to Kova when it comes to shots.
No, I'm just saying the last. I understand.
He's very good at it.
I understand. Ruben is better than Kovačić. I think any player you pick in Europe is better than Kovačić shooting. My point is this: Ruben, the shot that you're talking about, I remember that he dropped the ball and everybody screamed on the tribune on the stand that shoot, and he shot. It was not even on target. I remember that he can shoot, but he hasn't shown anything, like nothing. So I don't know why. Because of that,
tomorrow he's gonna have the chance because they're defending deep.
Yeah, that's it. What I'm trying to say is, if you look at the boogeyman.
Wait, Kasim, hold on. This is an interesting comment here by George. He's saying, not sure we should be playing 3 at the back. You know what? Listen. The point he's trying to make is this: Newcastle are parking the bus. Maybe we should be having an extra attacker in the team. That's the point he's trying to make.
It's not going to come. So who are you going to bring up? It's not going to come from. We have to stay with our base shape. If we have to find other places, other ways. Can I just quickly jump in and I'll pass. Yeah. Our base shape is 3 at the back right now. That's the shape we're most comfortable in. That's where we know we know where our combinations are going to start and building from the back and whatnot. You don't change the fundamentals of your team just because you feel like, oh well, we don't need an extra defender. If anything, if you want to push more men forward, you push Rudiger forward in the midfield like we saw against Norwich. But you don't change the fundamentals of your team just because you're worried about like Newcastle.
Yeah, can I come in more? Can I just address that one?
Yeah, go on.
Right. When I said, right, think about that logically, okay? They're gonna play literally 7 in the back, 5, and you got the 2 6s protecting the 5, okay? So the reason I'm asking for Ruben, exactly, will answer that question about 3 in the back, about that guy just answered we shouldn't be playing 3 in the back. Because Ruben, okay, Kovačić to me was Kante is like 2 6s. In that type of game, we don't need 2 6s. So Ruben becoming 8 is a border 3 behind the striker. So what I am trying to say is, if it's 7 in the back or 5 in the back, you need a player to open them up. And Ruben has got the skills to open it up. That's why he's got to play above Kante tomorrow, in my opinion. Jorginho is different. Jorginho, it doesn't take player on. He busts it sideways. That's why Jorginho tomorrow is not for me. That's why I'm trying to tell Bogeyman.
All right. Listen, guys, in the chat, we're on 70 likes. Let's get to 100. Let's get to 100 before the end of the stream. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. It would mean a lot to me. Guys, choices.
Can I say 2 seconds? If I want to follow Kasim logic, I'd rather have Barkley on the field. Because
come on, Bogeyman, go ahead.
No, did you hear me? Maybe my mic. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes,
hear
we can.
you.
I say I don't mind Kasim logic, but then I would rather have Barkley because Barkley is the proper number 8 that will take a shot, that will try to dribble, that will provoke, that will try to do everything. But no Rudy, no Loftus-Cheek. Because Loftus-Cheek, we've seen him under Tuchel. He has 2 men position really deep and push the other midfielder up a little. Or when he is trying to drive away, he's just trying to create the overload, like I said before. So now you're going to say, Kante sit at the back, and you ask Ruben to play 8. No, Kante is better play that position than Ruben already. We know that.
No, but we've already seen that he can play in the double pivots. We've already seen he can do it. He can defend as well. He can tackle. We know that he's good defensively. So it's not as if Kante will have all the work by himself, and Ruben will just be going forward. So I don't think it's an issue.
As a matter of fact, I think it's the opposite, because Ruben usually is the guy that deputizes for Jorginho, and he kind of stays and dictates tempo.
Exactly.
He's not as good as I don't think he's as good as Jorginho at it, but I think that's probably the role that Tuchel sees him as, the guy that kind of sits in the midfield and then whoever else bombs forward. That would be Kante, anyways.
Do you know what, guys? There's an alternative that we can play.
I don't think so.
Listen, check this out. Yeah, check this out.
Jorginho.
This formation doesn't look like that on the screen, but it's actually 3-1-4-2. It's 3-1-4-2.
Who's in the middle? Sorry, you did. I haven't.
Yeah, this card here is in the middle. So for example, let's go Georgie. So for example, what we can do is we can have Georgie as the holding player. So he's here. Then you got he's a 6. Then you got 2 8s. And then you got your 2 forwards here.
Yeah, I take that.
So we got Havertz, for example.
We're playing Newcastle.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think it makes sense because we don't have any midfielders left on the bench.
Oh, right. That's a good. Actually,
we don't have Kovačić, and unless you trust Saul to be the lone guy, I don't know.
What about Ross Barkley?
He's not a real. Well, he won't be able to sit though, right?
But then we can always switch.
Chalobah can stay 6.
This is getting way off the rails, guy. Way off the rails, guy.
Yeah, I don't think we need Jorginho in this team right now.
I agree.
Have you guys noticed this?
What is Tuchel going to do?
How is Kai and
More continue. Didn't
On
sorry
this
for
system,
continue.
yeah. Sorry, on this system, Kai and Mount they will find it very difficult because they need a runner, they need a dribbler like Callum, Pulisic, or Werner to be next to them in this system. With them alone, there's no way they will penetrate that Newcastle defense. It will be nearly impossible.
What do you guys think of this?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking more. That's why that's in
the
my
thing.
head. And instead of Jorginho, yeah. That's what
I
I'm
think
thinking.
I actually think that Jorginho will start, but that's the team I want.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, that's what team I want.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Ruben will be good there, but Tuchel will start Jorginho in the Ruben position for sure.
If Jorginho starts, he just needs to play those forward passes that he did against Norwich. We don't need him to be passing sideways all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Jorginho will start, Eric. I believe that because did any of you guys saw Fabregas' question and answer comment about our midfield? I think Jorginho will start. Okay, that's for Boogeyman. Boogeyman is the troublemaker. That I bet that question was asked and Fabregas answered it. It was Boogeyman. You should go and check his question and answer last night. Fabregas, what he said about our midfield to our strikers.
Please send me the link. Send me the link.
Okay, I will.
People, I have just posted the link to the stream, and I have pinned it as a top comment. So lines are now open. You're all welcome to jump on and give us your thoughts on the match. So the lineup that we are anticipating to see tomorrow is this. Mendy in goal, Rudiger, Silva, Chalobah in defence, Reece James and Chilwell as the right back and left back, Kante, Jorginho in the middle of the park with Callum, Mason Mount supporting Kai Havertz in attack. So lads, let me hear your opinions. You're welcome to jump on. We have our first participant here already. Guys, I'm hearing a thudding noise in the background. I'm not sure where it's coming from. If anybody got some, I don't know. I've got Benjamin jumping on. So Benjamin, welcome to the stream. Tell us where you're from and give us your thoughts on the match tomorrow, mate. Okay, Benjamin is out. Lads, the link is in the chat, so click on it if you want to come on and give us your thoughts. All right, so that's the lineup, lads. We're happy with it.
Yeah, I think we're happy. I'm happy with that, and I think if Rudiger is Rudiger and Chalobah plays safe, and James also run his channel with Chilwell, we should be good. And I feel like this game may be the game for Callum Hudson-Odoi. I just feel like something is coming from Callum during this time, and hopefully Havertz drop a lot deeper, so they can create those spaces for Callum and Mason Mount to run into it. If Havertz play his game, we should just destroy them for sure, because they're going to be sitting for sure. And the Silky German, he has the brain for it. He will show it again tomorrow. I trust him, man.
This is his game for it, man. This is his game for it. I want to see it.
I mean, he's shown it with Norwich, so I don't no problem. He will show it again.
He didn't show me nothing in Norwich, but anyhow.
Yeah.
Big Josh, what's going on?
He was shown it a lot.
Josh, old panelist, but he's been gone for a while. I've not seen him for ages. It's been ages, Josh. Welcome back. How you doing?
Yeah, brother. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad, mate. Give me your take on the on this formation, this lineup, and also your general thoughts on the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think what you have up right now is probably going to be what it is. but I'd like to see Ruben in there as well. I'm kind of with Couch. I'd like to see Ruben in there as well, but we'll see. I could see him maybe. This most likely is the lineup that you're going to have.
Do you think we're going to have any issues with? Where's Josh gone? Oh, there he is. Do you think we're going to have any issues with Newcastle tomorrow? Do you think it's going to be a banana skin? I think Josh is gone for a second. All right, Josh, sort your connection out and come back. We'll be waiting for you. No banana skin, Boogeyman? You don't think it's going to be a banana skin?
No.
Okay.
Listen, we rest our team. We rest pretty much half of our players during the last game. So, and I'm pretty sure they're not like sitting at home, or they were not given like a free day like Newcastle is given to they play. They're working on their physical and all those things. So they're coming tomorrow fit, and they just have to keep the tempo really, really, really high. Even if we look at Newcastle managed to match our tempo for 30 minutes, let's just destroy them, and the second half just put the game to rest. So I think we should be okay.
I got a quick interjection. Canadian Jonathan.
One second.
Let me get it off. Okay.
One second. The thudding noise, the banging I'm hearing is coming from your end, Couch. Is there something? Yeah, because when I put you on mute, the sound goes. It's gone now.
Did you hear it now?
No. It's gone. The sound is totally gone. So wherever it was, it's.
All right. Well, I'll be cognizant of it. I just wanted to say, Jonathan David, the Canadian, has Lille up 1-0 against PSG. Big up the Canucks, baby.
Yeah, that's a player we were looking at before, weren't we? We were looking at him.
He's a good player. Man.
He is. Possible January acquisition.
You know what's lacking from the team we've agreed on, Mo? And this is where I don't know where Kasim is. You know, he often talks about this number 10 situation. In the absence of Ruben and Pulisic, I don't even know if he'll be on the bench tomorrow. But in the absence of Ruben, I think if it's true, and none of us are certain, but if it's true that Newcastle will play that low block, we're going to need somebody good on the ball who can orchestrate things further up the pitch. And that's Ruben. In my view, if Ruben's fit, he plays. Certainly in the absence of Pulisic. I don't know. Well, maybe Barkley can do that. I don't know. But I just think that link between the midfield and the attack of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Havertz and Mount, it needs to be somebody mobile. It needs to be, yet again, we don't have Kovačić, but it needs somebody good on the ball who can bring the ball up the field and distribute it. I'm
gonna say something, and it's gonna sound negative, but that's not my intention. Jorginho is not as good as the other midfielders when it comes to the attacking play.
Yes,
he's very good. He's very good at controlling the play. He's very good at keeping possession. He's very good at breaking the attacks of the opposition. But in regards to moving forward, Kovačić is much better. Yeah. Loftus-Cheek is much better.
Yeah.
And I think having
Kante
and Jorginho, Kante is better. I think having Kante and Jorginho together doesn't quite give us that attacking presence against a team like Newcastle. This is a very good setup against tougher opposition, but against Newcastle, I think we can risk playing a more aggressive midfield, and this is why I think the guys who are going for Ruben Loftus-Cheek will probably prevail in their selection, because I think tomorrow we will see Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We may see him with Jorginho, or we may see him with Kante, and it all depends on the fitness level.
Can Mount provide that connection?
No. Mount is a hustler up top. I think we will see
Presses well.
Ruben instead of Kante. He'll save Kante for the Champions League game. Kante might come on in later on in the second half, but I don't think he's going to start. I think we need Ruben tomorrow.
Yeah, I just think that Ruben.
Bobby, I agree with you.
No.
Sorry,
I agree with you,
second.
but what I'm worried about
One
is because
second.
of
1 second. Steve, the link is working fine. I just had Josh click on it and come on, so the link is working fine. Try again, Stephen. Sorry, Mo.
Yeah, Bobby, I agree with you. What I'm worried about, because we've lost cover for the next 2 to 3 weeks technically until after the international break. Ruben is the only other midfielder we have, and this is a hip injury. He's had this before. You remember when he was growing up? So he only have one training and he's back in the squad. Are we pushing him? Are we rushing him? That's why I don't want him there if he's not 100%.
Okay,
Because
I know we
today
can't.
that maybe he's pushing.
But
I know we
You
can't
heard Tuchel what he
gamble.
said about cover. He blamed himself.
I know we can't gamble, but isn't this why we brought in Sal Niguez? This is the sort of game we should be relying on him.
Man, niggas.
I don't think we can, but this is.
Bobby, let her rest, man. Forget about stuff. What you guys said before about Ruben. When has Ruben make the last passes in the run of any of our runners?
In the last
the other
goal
day,
scored by
the last
Mason
game.
Mount against Norwich, Ruben made the play and passed the ball to Mount to just nod it in, just tap it into an empty net.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So it come from Ziyech give it to Ruben run and give it to Mount. Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about for example, the pass that Kovacic gave to Hudson-Odoi, the pass that Kovacic last passes, all those empty spaces. Ruben does not do that. He always runs with the ball. So what I think we all argue that we need someone that can make those passes, but Ruben is not good at it. I don't think Kante is even good at it. Kante also run with the ball a lot. Kovacic is the only one in our whole team that tried to give those ball. So I don't think Ruben will start tomorrow. That's for sure, because they will go for safety against Newcastle. As much as
let me hear Couch. Sorry, Bugman, I thought you finished.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with you, but like there's two different stats. Like we can't compare the Norwich game to this game, first of all, because I don't think that on any stretch of the imagination Newcastle is going to be as cavalier as Norwich were, or attempt to be as cavalier. They're going to play 5 at the back. They're going to play deep. So we're going to need guys that can get into the box and get on the end of things. For that, I would rather see Ruben than I'd rather see Jorginho.
How much is the Malmo game going to have an impact on the selection tomorrow?
I don't think it's going to be. Well, again, it will impact the midfield, because I don't think we have as many numbers there as we did even like 3 days ago. So for me, you have to go with the more healthy bodies, which is why I think he's going to go with Jorginho and Kante. But for me, I think Ruben is more better suited for this particular game.
So we play Malmo outside, eh? We're not playing Malmo at home.
No, away. Yeah. It's going to be a cold night in Sweden.
And that Spanish dude, does he even know about cold? Saul. He can't even
and
play.
They're physical.
Yeah, they're
Very
physical. If Saul played that game, he's getting red card.
Bugina, I'm telling you, Ruben is one of the best passers. Maybe you have not seen it yet, but watch his game. If you go and watch his clip, even the youth team, and even when he break into Sarri's team, he's one of the best passers, final third passers. He didn't do it yet this season, but he's that good. He's better than Cover. Believe me, he's better than Cover in passing. You haven't seen everything he's capable yet.
He has also played a deeper role. Like I think Mr. Carp was saying, he was playing a deeper role.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric Bruce. I mute
myself. Thank you, Eric. Big shot.
He played a deeper role, so you can't expect him to do the things that people who are bombing forward, do. And I remember the last, the kind of pass you're talking about. He did it against was I can't remember the team. And Tammy was there. Tammy finished the chance. I can't remember who it was. He played a through ball. It was very nice, and Tammy scored. So he can do it. He's shown he can do it, but he needs more games. He needs more time to actually show it. You can't just judge him based on a few matches and say he can do it because he's playing so much deeper. So I think just give him more games. Wherever Tuchel plays him, just give him a run of games, and he will show you that he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of potential, and he just needs to show it. So
he is without question our most complete midfielder, the most complete midfielder we have at the club right now. And if you want him to play that more number 8, like splitting pass roles, he can do it. It's just not what he's been asked to do for however long.
I agree, Couch. I stick my neck out. I've always said it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is the ultimate midfielder. Left foot, right foot, dribbling, tackling, heading, shooting. He has the lot.
Yeah.
Passing, short pass, long pass. Ruben has it all. It's just, you can't display your entire repertoire of ability in the few games he's had. He's still going through the gears. But if Ruben stays fit, wow, we're going to be so happy he stayed at the club.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. He is the most complete of all our midfielder. Like, I'm not going to pretend, and I'm happy that he came from our academy also. But I still think when it comes to those split passes, he has not shown any. And someone trying to explain that. Yeah, go ahead.
You need to ask. Sorry to cut you, but you need to just consider: do you want Ruben there, or do you want who do you prefer? Do you prefer Ruben to potentially do those things you're talking about, or do you want Jorginho, who he only recently started playing forward passes? He mostly just passes the ball side to side, passes the ball around. So who do you actually prefer to try and break down Newcastle?
Jorginho, actually, because I'm saying we need a possession, and against Norwich, Jorginho has played really, really, really good actually. Because even the ball when Mount scored, it was Jorginho that put the ball in front of Mount and he shoot. So those eye of the ball, Jorginho has it, but I just don't think Ruben is good. And if I say good enough, then I'm contradicting myself. Ruben is really good, but I don't think tomorrow game, because Ruben tend to run with the ball, and playing against a team that is sitting, it just does not work. We need that ball to move as fast as possible. That's when Jorginho's come. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I disagree with you, Boogeyman. I disagree with you, mate.
Of course. What are you drinking?
Guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. I take it you can then. Look, when you yeah, all right, more. When you play against 5 or 6 or 7 in the back, you need a tricky player to open them up. Jorginho is not the man for you, mate, to open them up. You need a tricky player, and we know Ruben can dribble. That's why he played 8/10 for me tomorrow. The game suits him. Regards Eric's question, the question is, you're going to have some games, you're going to have to play Jorginho, and different type of games, you're going to have to play Ruben. And tomorrow is a Ruben game. You cannot just take Ruben over Jorginho all the time. Jorginho, certain games, in my opinion, tomorrow is not for him, because they're going to be back 7 tomorrow. That's why I was trying to tell Boogeyman. Ruben is a perfect fit tomorrow because he's dribbler. He can take players on and open them up.
Yeah, but how will Ruben take on player if he's not been pressed? I just don't see that with news. If this team is already sitting, how do we dribble? Ruben is the one that trying to control the midfielder. He always is really tricky in the center midfielder where he normally, when he's playing deep and we dominated that position, that's where Ruben is really tricky. Ruben has never taken the ball. He does one pass and one touch with Werner last time. Werner didn't give the ball back and he was frustrated. But those type of game, that's all Ruben does. He run with the ball, keep the ball, give it and run into the channel. But Newcastle is going to be sitting, so I don't see that happening.
Yeah, you have a good point, but
sorry. In regards to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Kasim, I think you have some lag. So just hold on a second. In regards to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the way that he plays, what he can offer us, is clear. We all know it. Comparing Ruben to Jorginho or to Kovačić, you can't really be comparing it in that way, because each player has better attributes than the other in certain areas. It really depends on who you're playing against. What are you trying to achieve in that game? What is the goal of having that starting lineup in respect to the opposition? So a game that could start Ruben and Kante may not be ideal for Ruben and Kante in a different type of game. So for this game coming, you need to have a little bit more assertiveness moving up the pitch. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gives you that. Jorginho doesn't. I agree with Eric Blue. Jorginho passes the ball side to side. Jorginho is brilliant when it comes to building up the attack, but when it comes to instigating that final killer ball, that creative outlet, unfortunately, recently he's not been the best player in the team for that. We're not saying he can't do it. I'm saying there's better players in the team for that type of role.
Did you listen to Tuchel, his last interview about Jorginho? Why he brought Jorginho back to the team? He said Jorginho has been a man of the match from the last 2 games, something, and that's why I cannot bench him. So anybody that said Jorginho,
he also said that about Ruben.
I think Bookman missing the point, man. We're talking about the style of play.
Kasim, if I have to do that team, I'll put Ruben there. But I'm telling you, tomorrow, Jorginho will start for the simple reason that if Kovačić was fit, I would have seen Kovačić and Ruben no problem, because Kovačić will still be there and Ruben will sit a little deep behind Kovačić. Ruben is really good doing what he does, but because Kovačić is not fit, and I know for sure Kante and Ruben have not played too many games. And I don't think Ruben is capable of giving those passes. He runs with the ball exactly like Kante. So I'm just seeing 2 similar players playing that position, and I don't think it will give us any stability in the midfield. So that's why I think Tuchel will start Jorginho there, and then start thinking: do I put Ruben or Kante? No, I'm going for Kante because they give me more stability. I know what they can do together already. So. Because I don't want to come out. I don't want to sound like Ruben is not good. He is actually good, but I just don't think we are today. I don't think he starts tomorrow the game under Tuchel.
Yeah, he probably won't start. He probably won't. I just wanted to address something you said about you were comparing Kovačić and Ruben. Yes, they're similar, but I think that I was hearing there's a criticism about Kovačić that if he gets pressed, that's the only time that he shows that he can beat players. He doesn't beat players when he's not pressed. It's only when you press him, you come close, and then he beats you.
Very true.
I think Ruben can do more than that. I think he doesn't have to be pressed to beat people. If Ruben just runs straight for the defense, I'm pretty sure they're gonna panic. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and crowd him.
100%, but he doesn't do it. Ruben will, every time Ruben has the ball in a small pocket, he uses his body to protect the ball, and successfully he will get out of the entire pressure. But every time Ruben runs with the ball and there's someone in front of him, he tends to look for easy pass. I keep saying that. He always trying to look for easy pass and wait and get open to wait for the ball to come back or something like that. So instead of Kovačić, that run and dribble.
You're saying Kovačić makes more aggressive passes. I don't necessarily think that's true, to be honest with you.
When Kovačić has given a lot of passes to Lukaku, Lukaku has not managed to control any, and that was our problem
really
last
aggressive
time.
Passes, though. Those aren't really aggressive passes.
That's aggressive passes.
It's not aggressive. Like even the Norwich pass to Callum, that's not really an aggressive pass. That's wide open. That's like 10 feet of space to pass it into. I think that if you give Ruben those same opportunities, he makes that same pass. You know what I mean?
He has those opportunities. He always takes the simple one. He's playing the same game, and if you have Callum a runner, you can find it. Ruben, someone comment. Ruben over the top passes are not good, and that's true. We all Chelsea fans, we see it. We've seen it. Just check the comment, MGC. We all see that all the time. Ruben is good running with the ball in his feet.
Boogeyman, because of somebody comment and say the Chelsea fans, whatever.
No, I believe in it.
I'm telling you this. Even the Sarri season, go and watch it. The things that you said he cannot do, he's done it before for Chelsea.
I'm talking about this season. Why do I have to go back?
But you see, this is the thing. It's like telling somebody that, your resume. Sorry, Carl, let me. It's like telling somebody that your resume doesn't count, or your whatever you did, you were doing, you're capable of doing, it doesn't count. Well, I want to see.
Go back. I'm seeing Ruben was injured. He came back. I've seen Ruben this season. Ruben is coming. But I'm not like. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
What I'm trying to say, he's been played in a different role. He's been asked to do different things.
Okay.
Let me tell you, if Ruben is given the same leeway Kova is given, he's better than Kova. I will tell you that.
Absolutely.
He is.
No question.
Everything Kova can do, Ruben can do it twice. I'm telling you this. If you push Ruben just further forward, you will see. Ruben and Hazard, what were they doing? They were scoring goals, passing to each other over the top. Even William was involved in those moves, over the top passes. For people to say he can't do it because he didn't do it for 2 games, I don't get it. People just start watching football.
Listen, no, then you're not following. Listen, if Ruben has something in him, that we have a lot of runner on the field all the time. Ruben was playing 90 minutes on the game. If you have it on it, they always will run. Ruben does not give those balls to the runners. He always keep it simple. But that's what I'm trying to say. The only time Ruben is really effective is when Ruben finds himself a small space and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 opposite players around. He always uses his body, his dribbling ability to get out of it. Simply. So that's one of the best quality I've seen of Ruben over and over and over and over. But every time there's someone in the same game, someone make a proper run, Ruben does not take those risks. That's what I'm trying to say. And that is a fact. Whatever Ruben did under Sarri, maybe he needs time to reach that level again. I'm not going to sit down here.
But you agree he can do it. You say he can do it.
Of course, I just say Ruben is one of our best midfielder. He's the most complete midfielder we have in the middle. But he has not done it this season. And I've seen a game Ruben played this season where there was a lot of running. He just does not take those risks because he himself told us that because of his playing the deep role, he's not the type of person, he's not allowed to take a lot of risk. So if Ruben tomorrow it was asked to play in front, I don't know if he still has it in him. He may try it, but what I've seen so far this season, only Kovačić is giving those balls. So I don't think Tuchel, based on that, will put Ruben there. He will always want Ruben to play the really deep role where he wants them to be really good at it.
Okay.
I agree with that. But that's just using the squad best though, because we have a. When you look at it, we don't have a natural replacement for Jorginho. The only guy that can actually deputize for Jorginho in the squad right now, for me, is Ruben. So that's why he's playing that role. It's an important role in the squad, one that you need. And when Ruben's not playing, when Jorginho's not playing, it's Ruben there. Outside of that, if we're playing with the 2, you can definitely play Kovačić. You can play Kante. You know, that's our. If we're playing with 2 in the middle, that's the depth chart. It's Kante, Kovačić, or Ruben and Jorginho. Every now and then you'll see the 8 where you see Kovačić with Kante every now and then or something like that. But for the most part, that's what he's trying to look for depth-wise. He needs somebody to deputize for Jorginho, and we don't have it.
I'm not sure about Boogeyman's point. You know, we have people that can play what I'll call the telegraph ball. Barkley does it comfortably. fair enough to Ziyech. Ziyech does it. So I don't know, if that's right to say that it's only Kova. Kova does it in motion because he's good at dribbling. But that telegraph pass is something that is part of Barkley's game. It's part of Ziyech's game. Even
We
though
don't really
he's off
use those
form.
guys though.
You don't think you use them against Newcastle? Yeah, probably you're right. Barkley has a better chance of starting than Ziyech. But I'm very much with Mo MTD on this one. I think you need to give Ruben some time. That's his game as well. He may not have shown it yet, but I think that's coming. And we can show it at any time. He hasn't had to show it that much when he started, especially when he's been played in the pivot.
Yeah, I agree with
All
that.
right.
I agree with
All
that.
right, listen. We've given a lot of time to this. To be fair, I've kept it going because I think it's a very, very good discussion. Some great points of view have been raised on this. End of the day, if Ruben starts tomorrow, I think he will do well. If he doesn't start tomorrow and we go with Jorginho, Kante, I have a feeling we'll see Ruben come on in the second half. I agree with what Bobby said in regards to Hakim Ziyech and Ross Barkley. I think, in my opinion, right now, if you want to bring in someone that can create a goal scoring opportunity, you're better off giving the ball to Barkley with current performances. That being said, does Hakim Ziyech have it in him to turn it around? Yes, but we'll have to wait and see when the opportunity is going to come. Listen, people, I'm going to give you all a couple of minutes to give me your final thoughts because I want to end the stream quite soon. So give me your final thoughts on the game tomorrow and the formation. So I'll give you all a couple of minutes. I'm going to start with Mo MDT. So Mo MDT, give me your final thoughts, mate, on the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm happy with the lineup. I think Jorginho will start with Kante. Like I said, I think we don't have cover in the squad, so I think it's better to ease Ruben in because he has had that hip injury before, and he was So I'm happy with the lineup, and I to be honest, I'm not worried. If we match their energy and their work rate, we take our first chance. We'll beat Newcastle easily. We'll beat them 4-0. But if we don't, it's gonna be a long day. That's my opinion about tomorrow.
I have one thing to say before I ask the rest of you. Tomorrow is a 3:00 kickoff, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people will not be able to see it unless they're watching it on a feed. How do you guys feel about a watch along tomorrow? How do you guys feel about that?
I don't mind at all.
Depends.
I can come in and out because I had to go to take my kids to madrasa on Saturday, Sunday. So
sure.
It's the time I pick them up around 2:30.
Okay. Bobby, what's your thoughts on a watch along tomorrow?
Yeah, that's okay. But I'm just wondering how you're going to do it. Who's going to be watching it? Are you going to be able to stream it or?
No, I'm not streaming it. I'm watching it because I can watch it. I have ways to watch the game tomorrow.
Okay. So basically, you'll be our commentator.
We all comment.
Can you see it? Do you have ways to watch it?
I can't see it. No, I don't have ways to. I'm not good with that streaming stuff. I'm not even sure I'll be able to get away with it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just use an IP address, a VPN. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, however you do it, bro, it's all good. But just for me, I wouldn't be able to.
Sure. Okay, guys in the chat, do you want to see a watch along? Let me know in the chat. I'll be thinking about it because the first hour before the match when the lineup comes out, it's really interesting to see the reaction to that. And if I'm going to stream 1 hour before the match, I might as well just stick around for the whole match. So,
are you going to do a post also tomorrow?
I will definitely do a post. If I don't
And
do a watch along, I will definitely do a
then
post.
let's just do the post then.
Just do the post.
Oh yeah, let's do the post.
Okay.
Let's do the pre and the post.
A
If you
pre
have time
and a
for the pre.
post. Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that.
Let's do the
do
pre.
a pre.
As soon as we have the lineup, we'll pop up for
Yeah,
45 minutes.
I'll stream 5 to 2, 10 to 2. So just before it comes out, and then we'll wait for it to come out. We can do that. People.
Yeah, go start.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, make sure you have the bell notification button turned on. So if we do go pre-match, then you'll get that notification in your inbox. Boogeyman, let me hear your thoughts on the game tomorrow. Summarize the game for us.
Yeah, I think we should be okay for sure. Like I said at the beginning, I feel like Callum is going to be the key tomorrow. For some reason, I feel like he's going to show something, and I mean he's going to take his chances. My worry is more like who is going to come from the bench in our midfield if there's something going on, if we cannot control the game properly or something will happen. So I don't think Ruben is the most impactful sub, because every time he was sub in, I just feel like he's lost for 15 minutes or 10 minutes before even we start seeing the proper Ruben. So that in my mind, I'm not sure how Tuchel is going to manage it. I still think Ruben should start, but Tuchel is not going to start him. The reason why I think Ruben should start is because if we have a problem in the midfield, you bring N'Golo Kante in, it always impacts the game. If we have a problem in our midfield and you bring Jorginho in, it always impact the game directly. You can see the difference. But Ruben cannot do that. I've seen him come in for, I think it was Southampton game. He keep losing the ball and he keep putting himself in difficult position all the time. So I just don't know how Tuchel is going to do that. Other than that, listen, I'm positive. And whoever start, let's just make sure we score goals at the beginning and not putting ourselves in a situation where we will need someone to come in and impact it. Because if Ruben is the one sitting on the bench and Saul, listen, I'm have a problem with that. So that will be my last thought, anyways, or whatever.
I forgot to put you in the center of the screen while you were talking.
The hate, it's all hate, but I don't mind it.
Do you want to say that all over again?
I think it hate. I know. It's all hate. I mean, people in the chat. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Dislike the stream. Dislike
the stream. When you're not from UK, that's what happened to you. They don't show you in the middle of the stream.
Alright, guys. Seriously, yeah, no joke. But we don't have any dislikes on the stream today. That is crazy.
I knew it. It was Kasim that used to do that. Now he's not here. He cannot do it.
No, it's somebody else. That means they're not watching. They're not watching the stream. I hope they're okay. Seriously, no joke. I hope they're okay. And if not, my my thoughts are with them. I hope they're okay. Couch critic. Let me hear your thoughts, mate. You're on mute, Couch. You're on mute. Sorry.
Yes, it's been a long time since I've been able to get to an end of the stream, so I'm happy to be here. It's going to be an interesting game. I think that a lot of what's been covered so far echoes my sentiments. I think that we have to be very on point at the very beginning of this game. I think that the first 20, 25 minutes of this game is going to be telltale. Got to set the tempo right. And if we do go with Jorginho, that's his responsibility. He's got to come in and dictate the tempo and play it at a level where Newcastle can't live with us. We heard those guys, the Geordies, talking about it. They're talking about the fact they don't have the fitness. If there's one thing that we can rely on is our ability to set a tempo that teams can't live with. So hoping that that's the case tomorrow and we take it right to them from the kickoff. If that's not the case, if we come up with that labored sort of slower build-up, I think we're going to have problems because I don't know if we have the keys to unlock that back five. Having said that, I do think the key to this game is going to be our wing backs. I do think that if we go with Reece and Chilwell on the other side and implement that sort of inverted full wing back play that we've been seeing the last little while, I think that we might have the necessary box presence to penetrate, get a little deeper, get some some shots on target and whatnot. And let's be honest, like those two striking the ball are probably two of our better ball strikers in this squad. Like, just to be real, like I'd rather see them on the end of things than I'd like to see Kovačić for sure. Perhaps even like Havertz, to be honest with you, with the way they strike the ball. So hopefully they can start well and provide us with some necessary box presence. Outside of that, I hope that we don't get into a situation where we're starting to press and we're looking for a goal late in the game and guys are getting a little bit more cavalier and marauding up the pitch, because that's exactly what Newcastle wants. They want us to get more bodies forward so they can counter, and the guys that they have that can counter, the St. Maxims and like the Callum Wilsons, and those guys are dangerous on the counter. So if we get the Rudiger, likes of Rudiger, or if I guess we got Chalaba on the right, if we have those guys pushing up the pitch a little bit higher and leaving us exposed at the back, it could be problematic. But hopefully none of that comes to fruition, and we take control of the game from minute one and just show our dominance, man. We're the top team in the Prem right now, man. Like we just got to take it to them, and hopefully they can't live with that.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Listen, people, QNTV is Kasim's channel. He's got bad internet connection, and he keeps bouncing in and out, and he's streaming tonight. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he's going to manage to stream with his Burger King Wi-Fi connection. But good luck to him. Streaming at 10:30. Yeah. I'm gonna put. Listen. Wait. Kasim, hold it, Kasim. I have put in the chat a link to his channel.
Right.
So you can click on that, go subscribe, and if you do subscribe to his channel, turn that bell notification button on so when he does go live, you will get notified. Then you'll go onto his stream, and you're gonna see him lag in, and then you're gonna hit that like button, right? You're gonna support him. You're gonna support him. Go on, Kasim. Say what you got to say.
Listen, I'm streaming away from home. I'm not at home in the minute. That's why my internet. I'm streaming from my phone. That's why the internet is moving. But when I go home, hopefully the internet will be great. It'll be all right. So yeah, I'm going live 10:30. Anyone, including I want you more in my show, man. You're the big man. You're my big brother. Should be first one there, mate.
I can't make it. I'll explain.
Okay, fair enough.
Why? But
yeah,
when I am able to come on, trust me, I will be the first one to jump on.
Yeah. So I know.
Stop self-promoting and talk to me about your final thoughts on the game tomorrow.
Okay. I think Chelsea will win tomorrow 3-0. We start very good tomorrow. We're gonna make it easy for ourselves. But if we start like very slow, it's gonna be a long day for us, mate. That's what I can say.
All right, straight and to the point, guys. Make sure you check out QNTV. I want to see him hit 100 subscribers ASAP. So support his channel and give him some love. I'm gonna leave Eric Blue to the end.
I have a question. In QNTV, does Kasim let people talk, or he's the only one talking all the time?
No. You're not allowed to talk. You can go into his panel.
I jumped on today. I got a few words in.
Oh, okay.
Got a few words in.
Okay.
Things.
You're lucky.
Then I'll come from a few minutes, Kasim.
Brilliant. I'm gonna leave. No, I'm trying to end my show. Listen, let me end my show, then you can start your show, then you can take over. I'm gonna bring in Bobby. I'm gonna leave Eric Blue to the end.
I didn't say anything.
I'm just joking with you, man. Take it easy. Bobby, let me hear your final thoughts on the regards to the game tomorrow.
Yeah, it's very easy.
And sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you. But just tell me also, how good is that pizza you're having right now?
It's beautiful.
And what kind of pizza is it?
What toppings?
It's just a simple pepperoni, and I think I got some black olives in there as well. But it's good. It's good. I've had enough now. I've just stuffed my face. Sorry. Anyway, you see, it's very easy for us to forget that we are without two, in fact, there are only two legitimate strikers. But Chelsea are also in the enviable position that a lot of our games is really down to us. And this is one of them. If we approach this game correctly, like I believe Thomas Tuchel will set out his team correctly, we should be all right. There is no such thing as an easy game, certainly not in the Premier League. It's your attitude and how you apply yourself. And I think we will do that tomorrow. We should not assume anything, whether they're going to play defensively on the break or anything. Just prepare ourselves for every scenario, and we should be all right. I really believe that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm confident. I'm confident that we will be continuing this run and staying top of the league. Eric, give me your final thoughts on the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the lineup looks good. I still think Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta will start. I think he'll start. I think Tuchel likes him a lot. Whenever he can, he'll put him in. I'm gonna say 3-0 or 0-3. I think that's what's gonna happen. We're going to have a very convincing result. I expect a good performance. Hopefully, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, even if he doesn't start, hopefully he plays. Comes off the bench, and I'm hoping for a good results tomorrow.
All right, brilliant. Ruben Loftus-Cheek will definitely be a position that I'll be looking at when it comes to the starting lineup. Jorginho, Kante, Loftus-Cheek, that will be an area of interest for me. Listen, people in the chat, we have had that one dislike, so I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's okay because without him he disliked to let us know that he's fine. So thank you for letting us know that you're fine. So big up to you. And if we can hit 80 likes, that would be nice. We're on 77, so if we can get a few more likes, I'd really appreciate it. Listen, guys. Thank you all for being here in the chat. Thank you to all the panelists. It's been great. Thank you to the Loaded Mag who were here for the initial part of the stream. A Newcastle fan channel. Brilliant bunch of lads. It's been a fantastic stream, and I will see you all tomorrow, either in a pre and post, a watch along, a post match. I will be streaming tomorrow at some point, so make sure you have hit the subscription button and that bell notification button on. Have a great night, lads. I'll see you on Kasim's stream at 10:30. Take care and peace out.
Good night, guys.